Maybe before I go further, let me just say that this particular session we're having today, it's a partnership between Kara and Hans Sidel Foundation, who are our partners in this journey. I think that sample from Hans Sidel. Anybody from Hans Sidel? Okay, they're there. They are our partners. So the reason why we are having this session today is because we all know that in a few days' time, we are going to go to the general election, and we are going to be electing candidates for various positions, whether it is president, governor, MP, senator, women rep, mpaka MCA. And as these candidates go around campaigning and seeking your vote, it is important that you, as the person who is going to vote and to make that decision, you understand a little bit more about who these people are, what they are planning to do if elected, and maybe get persuaded that they really are able to do what they are saying they're going to do. Do they have the capability? Do they have the track record? Do they have the passion or the intention to actually make a difference in your life? So we have put in place a series of forums. We call them forums with resident associations and community leaders, so that at the end of the day, you are able to make informed choice and informed decision at the ballot. As Kara, we are very keen on issues of accountability. We are keen on issues of good governance and transparency, and we believe that all these depends on leadership. If you have the right leader, if you have people who are actually up to the task, and people who meet the threshold of leadership as provided for in Chapter 6 of our Constitution, then most certainly you'll be able to get the person who will do the job. We have seen people who have been given position of leadership, but because of one issue or the other, they have not been able to execute their mandate very effectively. So this is an opportunity for all of us to be able to really play our bit as responsible citizens, ask questions, understand what they are saying, reflect and see if what they are saying is actually resonating with your expectations, and at the end of the day, make your own choice or your own decision. It's not about deciding without having the right information, but it's about deciding because you are persuaded that the person you are going to make a choice on is actually the right person for the job. So I just want to welcome you to this session. Nahitaji ama I expect, Kiswahili ni ngumu kidogo. I expect, natarajia, that's the word I was looking for. Natarajia ya kwamba kama wakaaji wa Nakuru, you will be able to make use of this opportunity to be able to understand who is stepping forward for the leadership position. So welcome, please interact, ask questions. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much. A big round of applause. The CEO, Kara Asante Sana. Ready to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. To the candidates, you will have ample time to share. I'm here only to facilitate that conversation. And just to help us in appreciating what has already happened, I'd kindly request that we will have you give your opening remarks for 3 minutes. 3 minutes from your vision. And I'd kindly request that the audience please be ready to ask your questions and let them be pointed as well. But for now, I'd kindly request if we can have Menti, please. Let's have Menti, please. So these are some of the concerns from the audience here. And they're saying, we don't have a 24-hour economy. They're speaking and they're saying, Insecurity due to lack of employment. What are the plans for Kyoto dump site in London Ward, Eunice Mathai? Confirmed gang. Monopoly in tenderpreneurship. Youth unemployment. What plans do you have to accord young people in Nakuru with available and new job opportunities? Lack of inter-agency coordination and development partners integration. Muigai, Nganga, Elbagon, MCA. The biggest challenge now is insecurity being brought about by the unprescribed gangs. Maybe it's due to unemployment. What is each candidate's solution towards that? Kivu, environmental conservation. What will you do about rampant corruption in the county? These are some of the concerns. So as you give us your 3 minutes, 3-minute presentation, introduction, please tell us why you think, you believe you're the right candidate for this post. Because as you see, so far, those are the results. How would you rate the governance of Nakuru County? 19% are saying excellent, but 31% are saying average. So will you beat the 19%? You have 3 minutes. I'll have a timer here for you. And once your time is up, you will hear the sound. And I'd kindly request that you stop. So to start us off, I'd kindly request we start with the first candidate, Stanley. Go ahead. The microphone. So I'll just pause the timer there. But remember, what are your questions and comments? As he's speaking, you can post your questions real time. And then once we're done, we can come back and he can respond to some of those questions. But for now, this is his time to share his 3-minute vision and reason why you should elect him as governor. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you also to Kara for Mwakazi and all the participants in this forum. My name is Dr. Stanley Chegekaranja, a white doctor in business, strategy, planning, people and leadership from Kenyatta University, Masters in Business Administration, marketing from Kenyatta University, Bachelor of Arts degree in social work and psychology from the University of Nairobi. A lot of trainings in certified public accountancy, in marketing, in management, emotional intelligence, and I'm an international certified coach, and notwithstanding, a balanced scorecard practitioner in planning. Nakuru we want. And also I appreciate I was one of the guys with my company that did what we call Nakuru strategic plan, the first strategic plan for this Nakuru county. And we looked at building this county to Nakuru we want with just under 100 billion. And to the amazement, to now, Governor 1, Governor 2, we've had accumulated over 166 billion, yet you can't see it. So, things that I'll concentrate with, elimu, maadili, maarifa na kazi, ni vipi watu wetu watapata kazi. Mambo kuhusu maji katika kaunti yetu. Why on earth is Kenya, Nakuru County not having water? We need to have water so that we can even have water for irrigation. Kilimo tukikuza, tutakuwa na biashara, tutakuwa na viwanda, agro-processing industries, and shall be able to create more jobs. Then we look at matters of biashara, improving our situation of business, and notwithstanding our infrastructure, be it in ICT, be in roads and network. Without forgetting housing. How shall we deal with housing? Health, afya. Not only just having hospitals, we need also medical practitioners giving their best and also supporting our people and our people on preventive care. That one we need to be able to emphasize for everybody to have it. Notwithstanding, we need also to think about our environment. Our environment, Nakuru, it's looking terribly. We are losing our forest cover each day out. And the issue of land adjudication, land tilting. What are we doing about land? Where shall we farm if we continue with this subdivision each and every day. We must think where we shall farm as people of this great county, because that is our mainstay. Usalama, we have issues we've heard about gang. Why gang? Why unemployment? Community policing. We need all of us to own this county, live together, and be a happy county where that all of us we shall cherish to live and enjoy. I'm looking forward for your engagement with Dr. Stanley Karanja as we take this journey to the next level, where public participation, empowerment for socio-economic transformation for each one and every one of us, not for some few. We need everyone on board to be able to appreciate why God created us. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Next on line, I'd kindly request we have Bwana Elijah. Let's go to Elijah. Microphone, please, my technical team. So remember, if you have any questions for Elijah as well, please utilize Mentimeter, www.menti.com, code 48998204. Are we ready, Bwana Elijah?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
My name is Elijah Chege Karanja. As a matter of fact, we share similar names with my brother Stanley. He is Tanu, I'm Elijah. I usually tell him I'm the prophet. So on that note, I think I'll have the opportunity to read. Okay, I thank Kara and Nakuru residents, whoever took their time and sacrifice to attend this debate, and whoever is watching us out there, thank you so much. We are here because we want to say what we want to do in Nakuru County. Apart from the many qualifications somebody must have an individual, we must understand what is leadership. A leader is like a shepherd. He leads from behind. He takes care of the weak. And just like a father, he watches the weak wake up on the nibble. And that's the only way he can control the flock. The only time you're supposed to be up as a leader is when you're giving your hand to the one who is down and lift them up. So we ought to have what is called servant leadership, and that is what I intend to bring to Nakuru County. And I'm a graduate of economics, Kenyatta University. I had an opportunity to go outside the country and learn and see how things are done. And when I was outside the country, I learned so many things, and the way we are supposed to uplift our people. Our people are intelligent, our county is rich, and we can harness those and build a county which I'm calling a premier county in this country. If you look at our blessings in this county, we have many lakes, so tourism can thrive. We have mining, so definitely value addition, value chain. That is something we can harness, especially in areas of sad harvesting. Because I come from Maimacho, there's agriculture. We have what we call an agriculture beltway in the area of Moro, Joro, Solai. We can build that area and be the breadbasket of this country. There's one thing which most of you have heard. There is a Ukraine war. And Ukraine, as a matter of fact, 70% of Ukraine is Arab, just like Nakuru. Nakuru, 70% of our land is Arab. But the saddest thing is Ukraine feeds the world. Nakuru cannot feed the country. I'll make sure I mechanize and value add and manage Nakuru County so that we can have food. Right now, everybody in Nakuru County is worried that we can buy unga for 240 shillings. Some people, right now, as we say, we are 36% food poor. If we don't have food, if you can feed, nothing else can be done. So my first agenda is to feed this county as I create jobs. And as a matter of fact, I'm using my name. When you see me out there, is Governor Jobs. Because my philosophy, as you listen here, it will be jobs to the youth. Thank you and God bless you.
Thank you so much indeed. Asante sana. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the next candidate. Munywa, karibu sana.
Thank you. Thank you to Kera, our moderators, and our participants. Bwana asifiwe. Asante. I'm Munywa Nicholas Waiyaki, 6th grandchild of Waiyaki, the great colonial fighter. When I stand or sit before you people of Nakuru, what I envisage is to make this county great. And we can make this county great because it is the face of Kenya. Every community is represented in Nakuru. I was the first person in the country to put my running mate on my campaign posters, the first one, who is Dr. Akenga, and that was to show the spirit of inclusivity, because every community in Nakuru matters. Number 2, we shall start by 100 days giving residents of Nakuru water, clean water that is free from fluoride. We have the master plan, we have the financials, and we have the roadmap. We will also create jobs by reviving all the defunct industries. You know them: Paridhiram, Eveready, Kambazi Canning, there are many. We will also build talent. You can remember last theater festives, Nakuru was the leading in acting the play of Sarafina. So theater must be at the epicenter of Nakuru economic activities. We will also make sure that our people are healthy. So we will invest in employing health workers, and also create facilities that match the health needs. And more so, employ nutritionists, because Nakuru is a food basket. We will also invest in ICT, whereby we shall encourage our people from working online. So together we can travel this journey. If you give me the opportunity, I promise you I will not disappoint you by returning money to the treasury like the former regimes. God bless you.
All right, so there you have it. This is a ceremonial gesture to the candidates. I'd kindly request, because of their confidence, their bold move to stand out among the millions in Nakuru County to be leaders, let us just give them a standing ovation. Let us all be upstanding and celebrate these wonderful, precious people of your county. Makofi yao tafadhali. We celebrate your presence. Asanteni sana. Tunaweza kuketi chini. Now, let's watch this video. Let's watch this video, and in 2 minutes I need you to speak to these people. Speak to these people, because this is indeed a concern that needs to be handled. It's being handled.
The picture of Mawanga is that of a deserted area. Days after 5 women were murdered in cold blood by unknown assailants who are believed to be members of the notorious criminal gang Confirm. Residents here are living on the edge.
Right now I'm vacationing, so umekuja home to relax and all that, but huwezi kaa na amani, because it's any time usikie kumekutwa na kumepatikana tu hivyo, so inabidi mnatoka nje mnakaa. Watu wesi watakuja sana, mkikaa kama wameua mtu ataogopa, hawezi labda kukuja hapa, sisi ni kuoresha. Kwanza just when hiyo story, kwanza niliama hapa nikaenda kwa jengo, nikakaa kitu kama 3 days, nilikuja leo asubuhi. Tulikuwa sure jana wata beef up security, at least saizi tuko na hiyo uga imekuwa kidogo, though bado tension iko.
And you never know what will happen within the 5 years. Speak to those people if you are to be the governor in 2 minutes.
Thank you. There is a disease, there is what's called mental illness. And research shows that in every 4, one person is mentally sick in this country. Come to Nakuru. Why are such tendencies going on? Issues of insecurity. Come to police, community policing. Nyumba Kumi initiative. Hawa watu wako wapi? Hawa watu wako wapi? People of God, people of Nakuru, we need to start talking to each other. Families, even neighbors. Ndio tunaona ni nani yako na shida, tumsaidie namna gani. This is unheard of, whereby people are going to neighbors. Because we are in neighborhood in Nakuru to go and kill somebody. Right now people in Nakuru are starting living in fear. Hata wale wako nyumbani wanafunga gate, wanafunga nyumba na nakaa ndani. Particularly the ladies and all this. Anybody will be changed at any time. This is unfortunate. It is depression moments that people we need to get out of where we are. We don't need to take it for granted. Police. In Kenya we were known long time ago. We were the best people in intelligence. Where has intelligence gone? Those people who are misbehaving like this, those who are killing, they don't need to be there. We don't need to start getting somebody taking to police. And I know the national government has the capacity to be able to detect those who are misbehaving like this. Other places, they have been capped. Even this needs to be capped. This thing should not continue. And that's how Nakuru we need to
I'll just cut you short. Everyone indeed wants this to stop. I mean, we all want that to stop. But is there a practical solution that you can have, that you can say, you know what, if I become the governor, of course this is a national role, but as a governor, from a governor's perspective, what tangible things would you do?
Work with national government. Eliminate this kind of mischief amongst us. Ensure again our people are engaged. If they are the youth, if it's the confirmed gang, why not build techno hubs that we have our people getting to online and making money, making a living out of it. Let's create industries, jobs where our people can get engaged. Because what is happening now, it is people who are gone to a level whereby they have no lives, they are giving up. So the first thing to do is to take any criminal activity and be able to eliminate it. As a governor, we will work closely with the national government, but also be able to create opportunities for our people. And not only the youth, even the middle income, the people who are growing, and even the aged. That's how we need to solve. And it is possible this county, and this is the things that we need to start discussing. Because when somebody has not put a plate of food, then that person can kill anyone. We need to think on how survival first before thriving. We need to have food, we need to have shelter, we need to have clothing, so that our security can be guaranteed. As a governor, I will ensure food security in this county, employment and job opportunities, so that our people are engaged and focused.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's move on to Wanamunywa Wayaki.
Thank you. In my view, insecurity is secondary rather than primary. Why do I say it is secondary? It is something that is informed by another thing. And lack of opportunities is what is making our young sons engage into the confirm. You can all attest that the age that is doing these kind of funny things is the age between 12 and 25 years of age at most. So if you give these people opportunities to get wages, they will not get into crime. So when I come in as a governor, I will make sure that these people are given jobs. And especially the others that between 12 and 19, those are teenagers. Ensure that they are in school, they are in TVET, they are in secondary schools, and empower their parents to take them to school, because they are engaging in crime because probably their parents do not have the economic power of putting them to school. So much of my funds will be devolved towards empowering the young people, and we shall solve that problem of insecurity. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bwana Elijah.
First of all, I want to condole with the family of Susan, Grace, and Diana for their loss. And what is happening in Nakuru, gangsterism is not a new phenomenon. It has many sources. There is a reason why we have gangsterism, and one of them is poverty. There is one philosopher by the name of Aristotle, 2,000 years ago, over 2,000, he said, the mother of violence is poverty. So we know poverty is what is leading to violent gangs. But right now, because we are here, we need to come up with mechanisms of fixing it. I have 4 ways I'll kill Nakuru gangs. And you listen to me very carefully. I will go there with a 4 multifaceted approach. Years to 12 years, so that because they need rescue. Those are people held up by the gang, if you know how the gang operates. And then we're going to have the community. The community is going to come, identify the gang, help us, and when we have those 4 institutions working together, I'll choke the gang, deny it, new recruits, and kill it. That's my philosophy, and that's my approach.
Wow, it seems very easy and very fast. And I'm just wondering, and of course, Bwana Munywa, you already spoken to it, that in the first 100 days of your leadership, you'll be giving residents water. Perhaps you can just expound on what these people should expect. First 100 days.
Thank you. Water is life. We all know that. So, as I work on the Greater Nakuru Master Plan, a paper that was done on the year 2006, and it attracted funding and went up to the cabinet level. But due to goodwill, political goodwill, it didn't take place. I will implement the water supply using lorries that will be owned by the Nakuru County, as we work on piping each and every homestead with water. Within the country, we are the least piped county. Nakuru. Actually, our water has fluoride. Besides having a test lab down here that tests on the fluorides levels of waters. So we'll make sure that we will supply, for a start, the very first days, with the dosers, water dosers. We supply homestays, and we have water picking points. Then we work on piping every homestead within the county. The financials are there, that one I'm repeating, and the master plan is there.
I'll just stop you and ask you a couple of questions here. Jonathan says, where are you going to get the water for the residents of Nakuru County?
Oh my, there is a lot of water. You can remember, there is the Itare. Itare has clean water that does not have fluoride. We'll only need to put strategic areas where this water can be piped and use the gravity to pipe waters into homesteads.
There's another follow-up question here. When you talk of water free of fluoride, this is more prone to Naivasha area. What's the general master plan for access to water for all? Talk a little about poor programs. 1 minute.
The poor, as I've said, will start by supplying with lorries. This thing is very practical. Those of us who have seen the way Nairobi Metropolis is doing it. They use dozers that go within estates, and they make strategic places and days where people come with jerry cans and take water. But that is short term. Long term is piping every homestead, because we have a big water catchment area in Mau, and that one we enjoy it as a county, the catchment area.
All right. Yes. I want to open it up. Questions for Bwana Munywa.
Yes.
Before we move on to okay, microphones, please. Let's get a microphone here. One question directed to Bwana Munywa. Any other person? Let's get about two for now. We'll do the same for the rest. Go ahead.
Bwana Munywa.
Yes.
Thanks for saying you will give us water within the first 100 days.
Yes.
Currently, we are being supplied 30,000 cubics of water a day, and we are supposed to use 100,000 cubics of water a day. Where will you get the 100,000 cubics of water such that people like me from Kaptembwa will get water? Because we normally get water on Monday and Friday, and which is not sufficient. Another thing I want to disapprove you, there is enough piping in Nakuru County. Like Kaptembwa, we have pipes from Naivasha that are passing there without water. We have pipes from Nyandarua that are passing there without water. So about piping, put it out. Tell us how you will give us 100,000 cubics of water.
Thank you so much. So 1 minute for participants. Let's go here, but respond.
Can I respond before I lose it?
Yeah, within 1 minute, please. Go ahead.
My participant there has talked of Kaptembwa. You've never been to Moro, you've never been to Njoro, you've never been to Naivasha, you've never been to Gilgil, you've never been to these 55 wards. I can tell you without blinking my eyes that water piping in Nakuru is only in these urban setups. Otherwise, in those very local setups, they still fetch water from the river. So I still insist that we'll have to pipe all people within Nakuru. The other concern was how do we supply water? You all know the reaches of Mau Escarpment, the Itare, and it is there clean water that can be supplied in Nakuru using gravity, and every homestead can get water because the master plan is done, and it was done in 2006. I would urge him to look at it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Let's take another question within 1 minute, please.
Okay, Mr. Munywa, my question is, this is 21st century. Na in Nakuru County, hatuna maji. Na as you have just said, utatoa maji Itare Dam. Kwangu, mimi ningekuuliza, je, ingewezekana kama ungeweza kuchimba visima, kwa sababu it is even more economical than to tell us utatoa maji all the way kwenye pesa iliibiwa, kwenye pesa ilienda to date. Unaweza chimba visima kila mahali tuweze kupata maji, na maji ambayo itapatikana kwa haraka, maji ambayo itakuwa resourceful kuliko kutuambilia maji ambayo iko Itare.
Thank you so much. Within 1 minute, please respond.
Thank you.
We'll just take
I've talked of fluorine levels. We will do pans, we will do boreholes. But at the same time, we should be cognizant of the fact that some of these areas, and that is why we have water testing laboratory, water that is underground in some of these zones, like somebody said in Naivasha, have fluorine. And you know fluorine affects our teeth, the enamel, and our bones. So as much as we will do boreholes, we should also be aware that we do not do boreholes that have fluorine that will affect the health of our people. Because we could invest in boreholes, but at the same time we lose our citizens through health. So it is important to keep on referring to that water of Itare that is clean and the roadmap of doing it is there and well documented, and it is doable, and we have financiers by standing by to do it. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Dr. Stanley, 100 days, what should we expect from you?
In 100 days, we need to understand our county deeper and better. Issue of unemployment. We have so many people who have gone to school, and we need to link them to opportunities. We need to, in the first 100 days, get to the ground in each ward, in each sub-county, have master data of all our youth, their CVs. We map them to the world. We build capacities so that they get the jobs, not only here in county government, but across the continent and internationally. My first 100 days, I'll be looking at how I can be able to connect our youth. Because employers are there, they are looking for people. We have people here. Everywhere I go, the people I meet. I have a son, I have a brother, they have degree, they have this skill, but they are not employed. First 100 days. In the 100 days, I will sink boreholes. And not only sinking boreholes, we'll build water tanks, whereby the gravity can be able to serve people. Let me give an example in a place called Ngamini in Subukia. A borehole was dug with one tap. Where does it serve? And it's a whole community. Dig a borehole, clean the water, pump it up, release it with gravity. Let's have fresh water with people across the county. How shall I achieve that in the county? Make sure we buy drillers, the machines themselves. We only need to buy 11 of them, each in every sub-county. We sort the issue of water in this county. Everybody shall have water, everybody shall shower. And that shall bring the impetus of people appreciating their own government and even providing revenue for this county. Yes.
Well, as we agreed, dear participants, let's maintain silence. We may love some of those comments, insights, but let's please maintain silence. But questions to you, questions to you, Dr. Stanley. And I'll take 2 questions. Anyone who has 2 questions, okay, so let's take from Mama, and another question from Sawa. So we'll take those 2 questions for now. But just before that, there's a question here. How will you change our economy to a 24/7 economy? That's Douglas Ogaro.
Thank you. I was in the market area yesterday, and shamefully, there is power connection, but there was no power. The people in these markets of ours, we start there. We must make sure they are well tiled, they are well shelved, the people in the marketplace, they are well grilled, and they are well lighted 24 hours. I was in Molo market, shamefully. Even this Nakuru market, there's no water. Yesterday, by somebody just cleaning a bit, everybody was coughing. We need to start with those market areas, make sure they're lighting all the time. The street lighting and engagement, and also prepare culturally, and also issues like theater during the nights, specific streets. Let's have where people shall go and showcase their entertainment, the youth and the rest, so that people will be engaged even at night. They're in this town, they're in this city, and a lot of things will happen in this economy. And without forgetting, farming is very critical. We need to produce more, we need to sell more, we need to build factories, we need to do agro-processing, we need to market our produce in our country.
Thank you so much.
And around the world.
Let's take the questions. Mama, go ahead. Within 1 minute, please.
Asante sana Dr. Karanja. Venye umeongea ikuwe ya ukweli na ubaya watu wa siasa wakati wanataka kiti. Mudomo mzuri ni kama kijana akileta msichana kwa nyumba. Na akishaingia kwa nyumba, mzee umuoni anakuacha na njaa. Sisi wa shosho hata pesa ya kushuka nywele hatuna. Unaona nimenyolewa na 50 bob. Nilisomesha watoto wamemaliza form 4. Ikifika wakati ya kuajiri watoto, marafiki, majirani hapa. Sasa sisi tuko Kenya ama tuko nchi gani? Shida imejaa. Badala wewe mama ulisomesha mtoto akusaidie, bado wanakuuliza mama, nitakula nini lunch, sapa nitakula nini, chai itakunywa wapi? Na ndio unaona maovu inaingia. Hii watoto wanaingia mambo ile mbaya mbaya, ni shida. Wangemaliza shule wapate kazi. Na hivyo stano umeongea, watu wa siasa tuogope Mungu, na ile mnaongea na mdomo museme ukweli na mtende na mstoroke wananchi. Sisi tunaamka saa 9 usiku kuwapigia kura. Ikifika usaidizi atuwaoni, mnakutana Amerika hapa hivi penye tuiko Waterback, mnakunywa chai na marafiki na matajiri, na kwanza watu wa magari wapigagi kura. Sisi ndio tunakaa kwa laini, tunapiga kula na njaa mpaka una make sure umeingia kwa kiti. Kwa hivyo msidanganye sisi wa mama, mtu andikie watoto na tutaki mtupee pesa. Mimi ukiandika mtoto wangu, huyo mtoto atanisaidia. Ni hayo tu.
Asante. Makofi ya mama. Asante sana. Please respond to mama in a way she'll understand. Na amekwambia anataka ukweli.
Naomba huyo mama patiwe space. Huyo mtu anamuongelesha, mpatie space. Ukipata msichana unatongoza yeye, mnakaa na yeye, unaangalia pia. Mimi niliyetongoza miaka 20 ninakaa na yeye. Kwa hivyo hiyo nimejibu hiyo swali ya kwanza. Kwa nini unachukua mtu unambembeleza alafu ukai na yeye? Niko na yeye miaka 20. Kwa hivyo namtaka cha mvunguni sharti ainame. Ndugu zangu, our people in Nakuru, if you need change, if you need leadership, we have to go an extra mile. Issue of people not getting, and that's what I've said my 100 days. We shall map people. We shall map our entire population. Wewe uko na mtoto ako form 4. We will create an electronic system. Wewe weka watoto yako. Ni vipi amefika shule ama form 4, amesoma nini na amefanya TVET ama hajafanya. Amefanya diploma ama hajafanya. Amefanya degree na ako wapi. Anataka kusaidika namna gani. That is what I do for my living. Sio story. Mami lete huyo mtoto yako. Provided the right skills, we match. There is an employer somewhere in this world. Hiyo ndio ile kazi ufanya. Kuna kuwaga na mtu anatafuta mtu ya kazi. Na kuna mtu anatafuta kazi lakini hawa connect. As a governor, even in the world, I will be exporting 100 students, particularly the people who have finished various skills around the world for exposure. Na wakirudi kwa natuletea pesa.
Aya, asante sana. There was another hand on this side. But just before you answer that, there is a 10-second question here. How many boreholes do we have in Nakuru? Let's start there.
I hear there are 52. I hear. But some of them, they even don't have water. We need, and some of them, they've been sunk, but there is supply, it's missing. We need to sink boreholes, make sure we treat the water. We need to have tankers whereby that area can be served by gravity. People don't need to suffer.
Asante. Kuna swali hapa.
I think we have 14 boreholes that bring us water from Rowa Subukia. But currently, there are only 9 working, the rest are dead.
Thank you, sir. You can imagine in the social media and in the electronic media, it is said you have 52. But now, you are attesting to the fact there are 9. Just imagine, we do not need to have, out of 55 wards,
10 seconds.
We don't need to miss 10 boreholes in each. And that's what I'm saying. We need to have our own drillers. They drill, and our plumbers. And we have county government workers, experienced, but they are not given work to do. I will motivate them, and we shall change the lives of our people.
Let's take that question. 1 minute, please.
And thank you so much for having the practical.
Asante sana. 1 minute, please. Question.
Thank you very much. I'm Elias Magoma, a resident of Nakuru. Dr. Garanja, in fact, I thought you were a medical doctor. I thought you were a medical doctor. But then the issue of health here now, in 2017, Lee Kenyanjui formed a task force, health task force, of which we gave some recommendations. Among others, promotion of health workers, nurses, doctors, among others. Now, in your 100 days in office, because Lee made this in his first day in office, Now you are 100 days in office. What will you do to promote these issues? Because Lee made this cancer center and others. So what will you do to improve health apart from those small other issues that Lee did?
Okay. 1 minute. Thank you so much. Let's get the response within 1 minute, please.
It's very important to appreciate the way governments work. There is the process of how things are done. When you come to matters of promotion, there's Public Service Commission and there is Salary Review Commission that you need to be aligned. And it cannot happen within 100 days. It's not proper to lie. Those are the processes and engagement, stakeholder engagement, talking to your people, talking to the nurses, mapping also the nurses, the doctors, the clinical officers we have, all the medical workers. And not only on medical, all other skill sets that we have, so that we can be able to know what we have. And one thing that's happening, most of the youth today, they did not do anything wrong to humanity. Why are they always employed on contract? We are making our youth poor. We need them even in the health sector. When somebody gets in, it will be permanent, should have a pay slip, can get a car loan, can get a house. No wonder they are suffering and they are never contented. Simple things we can be able to do and build our great county in health and our industries together.
Okay, thank you so much. We'll stop there. We'll have other questions. We want to move on to the next candidate, and that is Bwana Elijah Shege. First 100 days, what should we expect? Go ahead.
First 100 days is what I call economic empowerment. You know, like I say, my first philosophy is jobs, jobs, jobs. As a matter of fact, when you see me out there, call me Governor Jobs. I'll do this. This government takes 6 billion back to the treasury. Okay, took back 6 billion to the treasury. I'm going to capture that money and I'm going to employ 300 young men and women in every ward. I have to come up with a youth empowerment program. So I engage the MCAs and I believe they're going to buy that idea because I'm going to be giving them what is called political and economic power, what they're promising out there as a campaign. 300 jobs, it will pay 10,000. 5,000 will be maintaining them and 5,000 will put them to the circle. They work for 9 months and then we're going to take them to TVET. We're going to train them in skills, life skills like electrical, mechanical, mechanics, electronics repair, saloon, like catering. And then after 1 year, I'll give them a certificate, and because you've been saving 5,000 for them for 12 months, we'll give them 60,000. We remove that group and bring another one. So that program, in 5 years, we will employ 80,000 young women. That is why I'm calling it Youth Empowerment Program. That's my first philosophy. That's direct jobs right there. The money is there. That will cost 1.9 billion. We are taking 6 billion, so we already have another 4.1 billion remaining out there to use. The other area I think I want to harness and I want to capture is foreign employment. I want to introduce free internet in every ward, in every village in this country. And if it's not possible, I'll work with free internet providers and incentivize them so our children can be able to access international jobs, which out there like customer service, which is a almost 40 trillion job. And I want to be able to hire 100,000 young men and women in Nakuru County every year. That is possible, that is doable, and that's why I'm Governor Jobs.
Well, thank you so much. Okay, two questions again. Okay, we'll take one here. And naomba kuna mwingine, wacha tuende nyuma kule. Kuna nyuma upande huu. Aya, tuchukue bado tuna wakati, kuna maswali bado
Thank you, but my question will go close to all of them. They could answer these. My question is, we are saying we are mnatuambia mtatatua. But now, do you do the calculation of our population mukitatua? Because like water, population in increase, what do you do about it? Ndio ile maji inatakikana na hiyo population itapatikana. We go about youth. You have said about youth. Are you doing the calculation of population? We are increasing day in, day out. And because we don't work with the population. Ndio unapata even if you promise us here that utafanya ama hii kitu itataturua, unapata hakuna kitu itafika itatuli. Still there is questions, still there is problem kwa sababu no candidate is working with the population. How are you going to go about it, please?
Asante sana. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Okay, Nakuru has a population of 2.2 million people, roughly. And as a matter of fact, like you say, in water, Nakuru right now, as we speak, we are covered 58%. 48% does not have water. So that is the statistics as we stand right now in Nakuru County. The biggest problem with water and sewage system, as a matter of fact, sewage and water goes together, we are covered 17%. I'll do this. In sewage, I'll decentralize sewage so that we can have, like if you have Mawanga, like we have areas, Mawanga, like we have Pondamari, those areas, we decentralize sewage so that we can have small sewage systems. And as a matter of fact, we can use that sewage, we can have that sludge and use it in fertilizer, because I want to also open a company for fertilizer. The way you ask about how jobs going to come, like I told you 3,000, the way economic works, when you plant the seed, it grows. If you give 300 young men and women jobs, they're going to rent houses, they're going to buy ugari, they're going to buy boga, they're going to use that money. Now that money multiplies with what we call money velocity. It goes to the other. That's how we increase job. But you must start somewhere.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. There's a question. Are you ready? Go ahead. 1 minute, please.
Hello, my name is Martin Gary. I'm coming from Resident Association, Marek Resident Association, Nakuru Town West. My question cuts across board. Issues about allocation, ward fund allocation. Since we are growing as a city, the 2 sub-counties, the money is not enough. So how are we going to help the county get enough money to make projects at the world level function and have a lot that the people can contribute? Infrastructure, the same infrastructure, the roads, the schools, the hospital, the markets. Since we have a problem of having land to create these services for the purpose of land grabbing. How are we going to help us to get this land to create these issues? Thank you.
Okay, 1 minute, please.
Okay, in the issue of equity, what you're asking is how do we increase funds to the world level? Right now, I heard the governor say they are giving 33 to every MCA. I don't know whether you see that money. It's not accounted for. Again, the most important thing is to know the collection. Money is stolen so much in this county. Like I come from area of Maimayu, and through SAD harvesting, the cess is almost 700 million. But we go to the books, only 20 million is collected. That is 680 million that is stolen. If you go to motorcycle industry, every one of them pays like 3,500, and we have about 120,000, so that's about 450 million. But if you go to the books, they don't even exist. So what I'll do is I'll make sure every penny that is collected, it goes to the kitty. But there's no need of squeezing the business people who are already struggling. I'm planning to suspend all licenses above 5,000, and that's include boda boda and small businesses. And then they will use what you call National Hospital Insurance Fund as operating license. So if you have that, you don't pay license.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. There's several questions that you may want to ask, but hold it for a moment. I need them to respond to this one question. They started with the vision. We moved on to first 100 days. But my concern would go back to the fact that when you become governor, are you just going to start all over again? Or are you going to build upon that which has been built so far? Because this gentleman, let's have the screen, please. Let's have the screen, and let's have the volume up. Thank you so much. This gentleman.
As we come to this by 2013, and our simple maxim is to make revolution a reality in education, in health, in agriculture. You see, the wealth of this country is not in the greed, it's right here with us, and we'll be working closely with institutions, including this institution, to be able to reach out to communities around here and make agriculture a profitable business, as has been the case in the past.
So as you respond to that question, you respond, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate his performance? And what would you improve on if you become the next governor? Well, let's start with Dr. Stanley. Thank you. Sorry. In 2 minutes.
Well, thank you.
The first one is just scale, then improvement. Go ahead.
Well, I'll give it a 5, and this is due to the fact that all the 20 billion that comes to Nakuru County, it's not felt by Nakuru people. That's why in 10 years of devolution, you don't see people changing in Nakuru. We need that money being in Nakuru. You may do all the other things, you can see whatever you've done. Your question, what we shall do, we will continue with where it is because it was public funds. We will continue, not necessarily repeat, but ensure we maintain it better. The issue of money, to make sure that Nakuru, to change the rate from 5 going forward, we'll make sure every sub-county takes first $1 billion. Public participation, people must participate, and we must educate our people. What does that money do? So that they own and they can be able to even generate revenue from sub-county, then to their ward levels. That way, people will have money in their pockets, the same money, and they will be able to generate more. People will participate in building of their roads. We have the engineers, we have the doctors, we have all the professionals to help our people to be able to spur development and people and money in people's pocket. We will spur small businesses and contractors from ourselves.
All right. Any specific questions to Stanley at this particular point? Okay. Your question was towards, okay. So we can take the 2. Behind, do we have any? Okay, let's take 2 questions. Within 1 minute, go ahead.
Yangu nataka iende kwa nyinyi wote watatu kwa sababu hiyo swali sisikii ikiulizwa. Mmesema mtafufua factories. Na ambaye nasikia tu tunaongea kuhusu maji ili vijana wetu waajiriwe. Nauliza kuna kama milling ilikuwa parastato na ilinyakuliwa na ikaenda. Tulikuwa na KCC hapa. KCC mashini zote ziliondolewa zikapelekwa Nyahururu. Hizo factory na mnataka kuajiri watoto. Mtawaajiri na njia gani? Hakuna factory imebaki.
1 minute.
Hata ongezea pipeline ilikuwa hapa ikahamishwa. Watu ya Nakuru wanaendelea kuumia. How do we build factories? We shall need to go first of all to light industries. But before going to the light industry, we need to have the capacity for agriculture, agrarian. For any economy to have happened, you first started with agrarian revolution. Make sure that we have the problem we have in Nakuru, we have tumekatakata mashamba yetu. Tumekuwa na tushamba tudogo ama to plot. We are not farming. We are not serious in what we are supposed to be doing. And we have the proper arable land. That is the first thing that I need to inspire people of Nakuru to ask yourself. When you are selling your shamba and dividing it into surplus for a short gain of financial, what will happen to our food security? When we have food, let me give you a practical example. What happens kwa zile tomato, kwa zile ndizi, oranges ambazo zinaharibika? And I was talking to the Soko people and I was telling them, we need light industry, build circles, and let's have light machinery where the county government can sponsor them, and then they can be able to have lighter industries.
Thank you.
That's how we're gonna develop our country.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. My name is King Smaina. I am having a question based on what the current governor said, that he will empower. My question is very simple. It's good to say you will empower whatever section of the community. But does it agree with him returning money back to treasury every year? He's got cash balance carried forward the next year, equivalent to returning it to treasury. Does it interpret to mean he has refused to work or he has failed to work? And what is your take on this? If he has refused or failed to work, do Nakuru people need him? Lastly, he talks of empowering people, pending bills, The president since 2018 has given allocation from 3 billion in 2018 to beyond 17 billion 2020. We have pending bills. I'm a victim. The current governor since 2016 has never replied to my inquiry, can you pay me? And there he is returning. I have the letters. They are all here. I have the control of budgets report. It is here.
Wow.
In this report, he has returned 5.86 billion. Are you going to behave like him?
That's the question.
We need you if you behave like that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wish we had him here. But Bwana Karanja.
Yes.
1 minute, please.
Thank you. In my government, we give you a job, there is money. In fact, it is in Public Finance Act. Having a county whereby we have 4.5 billion in pending bills, it is shameful. That is killing people. That's making people in hotel. And this cry is everywhere. It's not only for him. Go to Naivasha. People gave this county services in hotels, in wherever else, and people have not been paid. Even from this current government and the previous one. 4.5 billion, seriously, from people's pocket. And that's why we always see China able to take over even big infrastructure, because they are funded by their governments. I will turn around that issue of always suffering from money that you've gave service. You must be paid within 30 and not beyond 60 days in my government. Kama pesa iko, lipwa. Na hakuna mambo, you don't need kwenda kuhonga mtu ndio ulipwe pesa. It was not costed in your work. Hiyo nitamaliza. Mtu akihonga, I will have an electronic system, mulika mwizi, and we shall sort that one. You'll be paid on time, because that's how we spur economy in our place. It's not talk shows, but delivery and money to the people. We shall work from sub-county level with our sub-county administrators, and we shall empower people to the ward levels.
All right, thank you so much. And of course, a concern here from one of the participants here, that Mheshimiwa Dr. Karanja does not know the number of boreholes in Nakuru County can only mean he has not done his baseline research.
I appreciate that. Let him go online, and he has said practical. What you see online, sometimes not what on the ground. So when somebody can come from wherever because someone else has said I have a borehole in my house, how do I counteract that?
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. You have a specific question? Yes. Okay, fantastic. We'll get to him. But let's take this specific. We will get to him.
Okay, thank you, Daktari. Just one quick one. We have this problem of street families. Now, as you are aware, the number is increasing in Nakuru County. You are aware of what happened some days. What measures would you take to combat that so that we don't increase that number? They will pose as danger someday ahead of us. That's number one. Number two, issue of licenses. What will you do when you take this, when you become a governor, to control? Because, for example, you find this is now Nakuru City. A butcher license maybe would go for 14,000. What of Kano Street? Are you going to rate them same, or are you going to zone them? Kindly reply on that. Thank you.
Okay. You want to direct it to, okay, but then we'll answer it later on. Go ahead. 1 minute, please.
Thank you very much, panelist, governor candidates, and fellow participants. My name is Adan Murugu, and I'm here as a Nakuru voter, because this is actually an electioneering matter. I'm posing a question to Mr. Erija. And sir, I get to listen to you for the second time in almost in a couple of 7 days. We are with you in the other debate, and I'm sorry, I don't find that you are not very serious in actually this race. That's my honest observation about you. We are not here to do PR. We are here for serious business. Now, when you talk about creating, 30,000 jobs in your first 100 days, one thing, you've not been around this place. Either you're in Canada or Australia or Dubai. But we'll excuse you for that. Now, it appears you don't understand the Kenyan election cycle. The Kenyan election cycle, is this way.
So we'll stop you there. It's 1 minute per.
1 year to the election.
I'll give you 30 seconds.
Economy collapses. 1 year after election, economy collapses. Which jobs do you intend to create? Also, on the new normal of COVID, people are working from home. So which jobs are you creating? Be serious. I hope I don't want to see you in another debate. Thank you.
Thank you for your sentiments. We'd kindly request that we keep them absolutely respectful, because these, as we said, have come out and they are literally volunteering their resources and their family, personal lives. So we want to just appreciate them for coming out. So unfortunately, the way you asked it, the question was vital. Let us be practical. And from the other, you spoke of things like Upwork, creating jobs online. And I really want you to get deeper into that in terms of how you will create those 30,000 jobs within the 100 days. But we'll get that. We'll get back to you. My apologies for any violation of your rights as a candidate at this particular time. But let's get back to Daktari. Go ahead.
There is two questions which have been asked by Honorable Isa. One is about licensing. Public participation at the ward and the sub-county level. That shall be a unit by itself. We shall be discussing. So the issue of zoning, that one shall come in place. And the benefits and the development that you require in that area. And be able to say, how much do you need to pay? If you don't need to pay in public participation, don't expect anything. If you are going to pay this, because sometimes you hear people at, oh, we overcharged, we have done this, no public participation, our licenses were doubled and all that. We will engage public participation so that people can own. And don't forget, in every sub-counting I'm giving you $1 billion, and it needs to give value for what is happening. Now, the second question, and that's where my area is. I have a degree in social work from the University of Nairobi. I know how to deal with families and street families. You don't need to take them and go and kill them or go and throw them in the bush or something else. You need to understand that there is something happening in our families. We need to discuss. There were two questions. So I'm answering the second
30
one.
seconds, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, sir. So we need to appreciate our civil society. We need to appreciate our religious organizations. We need to work together, even with our Nyumba Kumi. We need to enhance values, and that's why it's in my agenda 1. Elimu, maadili, maarifa na kazi. Ensure that our families, we are tied together. And the issue of street families is about love from the family. If you don't, even if you have what money, and you don't show love to your child, that child will meet themselves being loved by the street family, and they continuously. But we shall not encourage it in the city. Let them know, we get you, we take you somewhere where you shall add your skills. We will profile you, we'll do psychometric, and they are very good boys, they're my friends. I eat bread with them and some
Thank
tea
you so much
at
indeed.
night.
Thank you so much. Let's go straight to Bwana Elijah. Your response.
Oh, okay. Let me answer Mr. Dan Mulugu. I don't know, but I hope I won your respect as the campaign goes on. I thought when you talked about jobs, the thing about a governor is, to me, I believe, is to think big, labor to think. Maybe you did not understand my idea of creating jobs. If you have, I can see you have a pen and a paper. You can go ahead and write these. I'll give you the statistics. I said I'll hire 300 young women in every ward at a cost of 10,000. That's 3 million per ward. So that will be about 165 million in every ward, in every month. That will be about 1.9 billion. The money is there. And I'll give these young men this money. You ask the jobs they will do. I don't know whether you know we had a program called Boresha Barabara here, where we use tractors and other machineries. We can harness our young men because we have them, because we have what we call youth empowerment program. And after they are done, I promise to give them skills and 60,000 shillings. If you have skills and 60,000 shillings and you can multiply by that, because it will be on a circle, that will be 180,000. That is money you can start a business. You can start an electronic shop, an M-Pesa shop, And you can even buy, if you are plumber, you can buy equipments for plumbing. So I hope, I'm sorry if I offended you for my idea. I hope you get it. And I hope you earn your respect as the campaign goes on. Because I'm a very serious candidate. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. We go back to the question on the incumbent. Scale of 1 to 10. Just the rate, and what would you improve on?
I don't think he really cares what I give him because he can't even show up for a debate. I would give him 0, not for performance, but disrespecting Nakuru people. The fact that he is supposed to serve people and come here and answer questions, be held accountable, and listen to people. I said a reader is a shepherd, and he reads from behind. He cannot live in front, so I'm not going to, for that, whatever he has done, he has completely under 0 in my perspective. Just a small gesture to come and show up would make a lot of sense. And everybody else should come here and be answerable to the public. That's the way I think about it. 0 for me.
Okay, so, okay. Maybe that's his opinion because I asked him to rate. So, what would you build upon that is already there, or there is really, you're starting afresh?
Okay, they have this philosophy that they say the government lands in perpetuity. But trust me, in my administration, I'm not going to have that culture. I will read from behind, like I'm saying again and again. I walk to every neighborhood, I work with everybody, and as a matter of fact, I will force all my staff to work from location. I don't need the CS for agriculture sitting here in Nakuru doing nothing. I'll send them tomorrow. I'll send them to see what is happening with the farmers there. With water, I'll send the CS to go to Naivasha and see what is happening to water. Because I want solid facts so that I can work with them. I don't need to work with people. I don't need to remote control people. I want people to listen, and I'll go to the ground because my leadership is servant leadership. So personally, that's the way I will work, and I work with data, and I will let you people in every ward, like I say, I'm trying to delegate everything to the ward, including administration, economic, everything for me begins from the ward level. So that's how my administration will work. So I don't think I have anything to borrow from Ricky Nyanjui. I'll work my way because I believe I have a better way than him.
Okay. So there are a couple of questions coming in. There are a couple of questions, so we'll take them. There's one here that, sorry? Sure. There's a microphone, please, let's get a microphone. Okay, we'll go now. We'll take 3 questions. Okay. Microphone is off. You can take this.
Umesema wewe unaweza patia Ricky Nyanjui 0. Okay, I would like to advise you. In fact, as much as umedharau mtu ama una hate kabisa, uwezi sema kazi kama yenye imefanywa ya infrastructure ya kujenga cancer center the best in the republic, that is 0. What do you term 0? Nini unaita 0? Mr. Chege, let me just advise you. It is also good even to recommend what has, even the small that has been done. At least useme kwa hii kidogo ambayo imefanywa naweza kupatia 10 or 20%. Lakini huwezi sema that is 0.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. These are sentiments you'll have to respond to.
No problem.
But I'd kindly request, we are having a conversation. We are having a conversation. We respect that they're here. And so let's speak to them. So let's take another one here.
Thank you very much, Bwana Makazi.
Go ahead.
I think it's very good to notice that.
And by the way, just a minute.
Yes.
Let him respond first, so that we don't get a lot. Let him respond to that, then he comes to
In
you.
fact, I'm responding to him. This one. Just a minute.
Okay, go ahead.
It's good to notice that the cancer facility being done in Nakuru was not done by Lee. It was done by the national government. Facts are stubborn, to be sincere. It was Uru's project, not Lee's projects. Thank you.
Okay, so that was a point of information. Okay. But go ahead.
Okay.
Respond and then we come. Let's take the back comments.
What is the name again?
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I wanted just like you say. Let me just list one. What's your name again? Okay, Peter. Don't be angry, my friend. Don't be emotional with these things. We are looking to serve the public, and whoever is good will win. I did not say Lee has not built a road, has not dug a borehole. I said his disrespect for the Nakuru voter equals to 0. So I cannot begin gauging him if he does not respect his boss. That's what I say, brother. So understand me from that perspective.
All right. Thank you so much. Since the incumbent is not here to respond to any concerns or questions, we will hold that question. But I have a follow-up question on leadership and whether you're best suited, and this is in regards to the use of resources, and specifically Chapter 6 of the Constitution. For instance, recently we had this case. Video please. Let's have, for instance, we had this case recently of one of the leaders from the county.
Nakuru West Member of Parliament, Samuel Arama, has been fined 1,560,000 shillings after he was found guilty of conspiring to grab a parcel of land valued at 60 million shillings in Nakuru County. Now, Arama was charged alongside former Nakuru Land Registrar Charles Birundu and 3 others who are also fined 260,000 shillings for each count, or in default serve 6 months in prison.
I'm not going to give anyone time to pay installments. It became a problem.
Now, purely on your track record. On your track record, personally, are you able to cite moments in your life that you have stood out for what is true, and you can affirm to the people of Nakuru that if you become governor, you will be a man of integrity?
Okay, first of all, I have a movement called Anti-Corruption Crusaders. You can go look at it. It's in Facebook. I started that movement to fight corruption, and as a matter of fact, I'm sorry, maybe the governor might not be here to respond, but I was fighting a tank that was built in my Mahiu at a cost of 10 million shillings that did not have water. So my philosophy was, why use 10 million shillings, and you know the way the cement behaves, if it doesn't have water, it cracks. That's a wastage. Why don't you even give this money to Chamas or some other economic areas? I also went to school. I have another project called School Locker Initiative, whereby I go to schools and donate to local schools. I was trying to change school infrastructure. And when I approached both CDF and the county to assist me in the program, I had people tell me they want to give money, but I have to give them a percentage. And I told them, if that's the case, my integrity cannot allow me. Because my philosophy is to be the most stubborn person when it comes to integrity. And I believe in this country we can have integrity. We stop stealing from our children. We put money where it is. I will succeed. Everybody will succeed. Everybody will succeed. We will stop violence. We will stop violence against our women, which in Nakuru County, as a matter of fact, our percentage are looking like we are reading in the country against the national average. And if you look at as a matter of fact, the index, although that I wouldn't say that, the index that was done on online put Nakuru at 82% in corruption. So that is a cancer we have to treat. Like I said, I've been on the ground. You can Google that or look about that. I'm a corruption fighter and I hate it. There's nothing I hate more than corruption.
Okay. There was a question? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Ahead. 1 minute.
Yes. This goes to all candidates. You are fighting for this seat as independents. And we know you will require MCS to legislate your agenda. Where are you going to get this MCS? Number 2, how are you going to balance the budget of Nakuru so that you take care of physical development and the welfare of the people of Nakuru? Thank you.
Go ahead within a minute,
Okay.
please.
Fine. I said if you want to work with MCAs, if you're a dependent candidate, doesn't matter. You incentivize MCA. MCA is a very important position. You have to respect him because he was voted in. So you have to tell him, I'm going to work with you so that I take development to the world level, and then you support that agenda. And that is why I say like the 300 jobs will be very important to incentivize MCA. And personally, I will avail myself to every ward. So I work with the MCA and the county executive to make sure we are serving the people. That is one thing I will use. I'm not going to belittle them. I'm not gonna use them like to do dirty work for me. I will respect them for their position. Then you talked about how are we gonna balance the county. We are saying we don't need a balance because we have excess of 6 billion. As a matter of fact, if we go and put the 6 billion in the budget, all this welfare program, after program can be harnessed in that budget. So the money is there. It's the usage, corruption, embezzlement that is killing the county. Thank you, sir.
All right, let's take a final one.
Kwa majina naitwa Mwangi Dirangu. Mimi ni chairman wa Kenya Traffic Rescue Mission NGO. Na nashangaa sana kusikia ati Nakuru ndio inajaa confirm. The vision carrier niko hapa. Kama naweza kuwa nafikiria mambo ya vijana ya kazi Kenya mzima. Na hapa Nakuru County ndio headquarters. Ni usaidizi nimekosa kusaidiwa na serikali kuu na serikali ya county. Tayari ile kama kuna mtu alikuwa hapa State House on 17 mwezi ya 3 2016. Uhuru alisema ile mtu yuko na vision inaweza kufanya vijana wapate kazi, wapeleke kwa meza yake. Already nimetuma barua State House. Ile mambo Uhuru aliuliza, nimekosa kusaidiwa na serikali iliyopita. Kama mnataka kuchaguliwa kiti ya governor, niko tayari kumaliza confirm in Nakuru County. Hapana kupeleka prison, hapana kuua, ni mimi na kazi yao iko tayari. Si mambo kuwa mnakimbizana na vijana hapa. Kazi ya vijana iko tayari na nimepanga kila kitu iko tayari. Nisaidie na kupokoza kwa serikali.
Asante. So it's more of point of information that he has a solution. But let's get to a question for Bwana Joel. Thank you so much, sir. Gender, okay. No, we can only take one question for now, because we're also checking. Let's take from the lady. Just keep those questions. We'll ask.
Okay, habari zenu tena. I'm Susan, and I want to go to our candidate here in the issue of youth empowerment. I want a factual answer. And I stood here and I asked about population. Do you people work with the population when you come and find you want to be voted in? I think no one understood me. Right now you have talked about 300 per ward. Kulikuwa na application ya kazi mtaani online. I want we go with you factual thing. In Roda ward, we applied 2,500 people, youth mostly. But the national government took in 1,000. And even now, cohort 2 has not started the job. Because even cohort 1, there is staggering of everything. Now, 300 per ward.
Okay.
Dividing with 2,500.
Okay.
Will it make a difference?
Thank you so much. Elijah, get to the details, specific statistics, facts.
What's your name again?
1 minute.
Susan.
Susan, okay, thank you, Susan.
Go ahead.
Okay, fine. I actually, Susan, I feel you, because when you are saying we are filling a hole of 300 in a deficiency of 3,000, there's a problem because we are leaving 2,700 out. But we have to start somewhere. That is just the youth empowerment program. I have other means to go to the others. But we will not be able to employ everybody because the government is not an employer. It's an enabler. So I will uplift, and that's why you are saying I will uplift 300 young men and women. But what I'll do is I'll create enabling environment like eliminating gangs, bringing power, making it a 24-hour economy in Nakuru County so that we can get another 300. So as we go on, we will go reducing that number. And as we use the multiplying effect, eventually our youth will have jobs.
Okay, finally. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm Vincent Oduang. I have a quick one, especially it's cross-cutting. One, all of you said that Nakuru is a cosmopolitan area. That means it has several tribes. But the problem comes immediately one comes into power. It is when it comes to equity and distribution of resources, you'll only find 2 tribes. Even when you guys were nominating your running mates, minority were not considered. You'll find that it's either 2 tribes. Either, I don't want to mention them. I think you know. Second one is that my governor aspirant said about legislation. It is in public domain that when it comes to legislation, a governor can have a good ideal, but immediately that goes to the legislation, the MCAs will want to be bribed. So you will find yourself, your hands are tied. So I don't know how you'll play your game in order for your legislation to come to pass. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. And this is for all the panelists, for all the candidates. If there is an issue that you'd want to respond to, we'll have a final 5-minute moment where you will give your recommendations moving forward. Okay? But for now, 1 minute.
Dual. Thank you, brother. Okay, fine. I feel you. As a matter of fact, even personally, I would not say my deputy is a young man, is a Kikuyu, but he's a young man, because I went for youth more than diversity. But I tell you how we can solve the issue of diversity. That was my thinking. If the governor and deputy governor are Kikuyu and maybe Kalenjin, then I believe the other CSs should be the other Kenyans, because I believe it is very important for somebody to feel you belong. If you are born in Nakuru, you lived in Nakuru, you work in Nakuru, you call Nakuru home, your dreams and your children's dreams should be varied. And that one, I'll make sure. If I'm governor, all my CS will take care of other Kenyans, because we want to make Nakuru a premier county, not only for economics, but social integration. So that one is out there. And I'm not going to put cronies. The other one you talked about, I told you, I will incentivize them, and this is where I use more politics. I'll have to go to the people who elected the MCA with the MCA, tell them what I'm offering, and incentivize to support my registration. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's it for Bwana Elijah. Let's move on to Bwana Munyua. There are 2 questions, but critically talking on corruption. Give us your track record.
There were 2, and there is also another one that I didn't respond to, of rating
the scale. Yeah,
the scale. In a scale of 1 to 10, objectively, I would give Lee 2, and I said this on KTN debate.
What would you improve on? What would you improve on?
I would improve on health, because what he's focusing so much is buildings rather than put medicine in hospitals. The last time our hospitals were supplied with medicine was on 28th May of 2021. You cannot be talking of buildings rather than talk of medicine. My last engagement with a doctor, he was telling me, you can even see a patient from under the tree so long as you have medicine. That is one. Number 2, issues of integrity. This is your money. We are only stewards. The way you can become a chairman of a church or amnanda there, you do not eat the cows of the people who bring their cows to the cattle dip. So ours is to offer stewardship to your resources that have been put to you from the national government. We will make sure that issues of corruption have no place in Nakuru County. The other question was
pure. The track record.
My track record.
Yes.
My background is surveying. I've been doing surveying for the last 20 years nationally. And if there is something that would be so sweet, is to mess up with land, like I can see you highlighting some other issues. I'm putting the...
Just wondering from our candidates who are with us here today, given that Nakuru has been known more so for the production of wheat and maize, more so in the last couple of years, but given that a lot of land demarcation has taken place and we've subdivided a lot of the land that was made for farming, are we going to think outside the box that we come up with a unique economic activity that can be utilized on the limited land space we have? I'm saying so because one of the presidential candidates has come up with an idea which may look out of the blues. He's talking of bank production, and many people are buying the idea. I'm not telling you to go for bank, but is there any economic activity that we may think of in doing in Nakuru? Lastly, you talked of, someone raised an issue about our damage site in London, here in Nakuru. I think nobody has come up with a solution to that. I would really appreciate that one of you may give us a way forward so that we may get rid of that menace once for all. Thank you.
So just kindly take note of that, and I'd really want to revisit. Let's take a look at this particular video, and as you respond, you consider that this is a real issue on the ground. Let's take a look at this.
And a number of millers in Nakuru County have been forced to shut down or turn to other businesses due to an acute shortage of maize. A 90-kilogram bag of maize is now going for 7,000 Kenya shillings from 2,500 last year.
Ombi letu ni kwamba serikali inajua vizuri sisi wasiagaji wadogo hatuna uwezo wa kujiletea mahindi.
Before this time ya campaign ianze, the flow was good, watu walikuwa wanakuja and the work was busy, but well, at this time wakati hakuna mahindi, wa customers wamekosa. Kwa nini? Kwa sababu hakuna mahindi, hakuna watu wa kukuja kusiaga, pesa hakuna.
Kenyanga millers hao ndio walikuwa wanatusaidia kupata unga ya bei kidogo, na sasa imefungwa. Sasa tunaomba tu government wajue venye watafanya, at least hii economy irudi chini.
Sasa hizi mapato ziko juu, kila kitu imepanda, so mapato yetu sisi wananchi wa kawaida ni chini. So we beg for the government to at least look at the point.
Wanamunywa, any creative strategies?
Nakuru is a land of unlimited opportunities. My government and in my manifesto, I have zoned the 11 sub-counties or constituencies with their specialization, the economic specialization. So I will zone these constituencies. There are those that do well in agriculture, we shall support them. There are those that do well in tourism, we shall support them. There are those that do well in industrialization. I have zoned them, and the county government will give incentive to each and every uniqueness of the economic activity being carried in the zones that we have made. Going forward, we will also be negotiating with would-be investors in those areas the way we have zoned them in, so that we can enable them to invest in those unique economic activity and empower our people. Thank you.
And just a follow-up, entertainment is a big business in Nakuru.
Precisely.
How do you intend to leverage on that?
As I was in my opening remarks, you heard me talk of theater, and if there is something that I'm so proud of, is in the last secondary and college drama festival, Nakuru carried the trophy. In our music industry, I do not need to mention names. We have the best musicians. In our theater acting shows, you know them. I do not need to name them. So I will make sure that we are a center of excellency as far as theater and art is concerned, because it is doable and the talent is there and it has been proved.
2 questions from the ladies. And here. The other microphone can come onto this side. Please, you can give it to her. Go ahead. 1 minute, please.
Okay. My name is Lispa Bosibori. I'm a deaf lady. Swali yangu nitaenda kwa nyinyi wote kuhusiana na mambo ya county, Nakuru County Government. Kwa kila shida zenye tumekuwa tukiendelea nazo, watu nimesikia mkiongea mambo mingi sana, lakini kama sisi PWDs, person with disability, okay, tunawachagua na tunaelewa mambo ya kuwachagua. Lakini wakati imefika mmechaguliwa pale, tunataka mkae pamoja na sisi msikize maoni yetu ama shida zetu kama sisi deaf. Tunakuwa na shida mingi pale. Tunajua kuongea, tunakuwa na interpreters, lakini hawapati mapato ya kutusaidia. As you know, all of us tukitaka usaidizi lazima tukue pamoja na wasaidizi. Kwa hivyo nguvu zetu zimeenda kukua chini. Tumekuwa nyuma sana katika hii Nakuru. Tuko na jamii, tuko na watoto wako pale shuleni. Wengine wetu wazazi tumeshindwa kupeleka watoto shuleni, wengine pale sisi kazi yetu mnatuita hatuelewi. We are so stupid, but I'm sorry. Sisi tumekuwa tukielewa hii mambo. Tunalala pale kwa siku 2-3 bila chakula. Kama hatuna hata sabuni ya kuoga. Polisi hawatushughulikii, wengine watushika wakisema tuna ignore. Tunaweza taka kukua mambo, tujue mambo yetu tumekuwa tukihusishwa nao katika hiyo county. Wenzetu PWD wengine physical, utakuta kuna maofisi iko juu. Sisi hatutaki kuomba katika hii town ya Nakuru County. Wasichana wengi wanakuwa wakifanya kazi ya kujiuza pale, kwa sababu wengine hata wana manyumba, wanauliza pahali pa kukaa na kulala usiku. Sasa tunauliza government, mtafanya kazi gani? Mtatusaidia aje na msaidie wakaramani wetu ili wakuwa kitusaidia ili tunapata usaidizi katika hii Nakuru County. Yes, we are poor. Sisi ni binadamu kama hala wengine. Tunafuti kama nyinyi wengine. Lakini deaf people tuko wengi, lakini tutakaa wapi? Tutaenda wapi? Wengine hatuna manyumba. Kwa hivyo tunauliza nyinyi watarajiwa kuja kwa hizi viti, mkue mkitufikiria. Asanteni sana.
Asante. Thank you so much. And then that's a very critical issue to note. Bwana Munywa and the rest, please respond to that. So we'll have him respond and we'll come to you. Go ahead.
The beauty of our constitution and the devolution is that it acknowledges 30% of special group. Going forward, we might not have every case with its solution, but because there is participation, and especially in budget process making, we shall make sure that we bring them along. People living with disabilities, we bring them along and get to find the uniqueness of their problems and actually address them in accordance to their weaknesses. So we shall not be leaving them out when we are doing the budget process making of the county. And I'm sure with the current regime, they've not been involved. That one I can attest, because even the normal residents, like last time in Naivasha, some of my supporters were denied chance to participate in the budget process making. So we must include them when making the budget.
Okay, let's take another one here. Go ahead.
Yangu si mambo mengi. Ulikuwa umezungumza ukataja kwamba ujenzi ya hospitali umejengwa sana kuliko matibabu. Na mimi nikiwa chairman ya hospitali Langalango Hospital Board chair, tukiona shida ya madawa ni kila pahali. Sio hospitali moja ama mbili, lakini kiko kila pahali. So mambo ya kusema kwamba angeweza kupeana dawa, jambo hilo ungetueleza ya kwamba KEPSA ndio unaona ndio imechelewesha madawa sehemu kote nchini. Sio ati kaunti ya Nakuru peke yake. Hata hivyo umeelekeza, ninaona umeelekeza, na hiyo sio jawabu poa. dawa inatoka capture, na hiyo organization imechelewesha matibabu, sio gavana ama mtu fulani. Kwa hivyo ungetueleza ya kwamba dawa utafanyaje kwa organization na capture ili wapate kurelease dawa kwa hospitali on time, kwa sababu sinachelewa. So thank you very much. Lakini sio gavana.
Thank you so much. Bwana Munyo, I know you may want to respond only if you're not going to mention about the incumbent governor or anything to do that. Okay, go ahead.
Anything,
1 minute. One minute.
If anything, he's the guy to beat. Anyway, mambo ya madawa na ugatuzi. Ugatuzi huwa unachaguliwa ukiwa governor, ili uende kule kwa national government upatiane priorities zenyu. Mimi sijaona tukipeana watu wa Nakuru priorities zetu, tukisema hospitali zetu. Mimi sitaki kujua mambo ya nationally, nataka kujua hospitali zetu. KEMSA mmetupatia dawa, na kama hamjatupatia dawa muna mkakati gani wa kutupa dawa? I have seen governors who are very active kutetea mambo ya kaunti zao. Wengine wanafunga barabara. Kwa nini tusifunge barabara tuseme KEMSA will not hamtasavu mtu mwingine yoyote kama hamtaleta dawa Nakuru? Kwa hivyo suluhisho liko kwa sababu dawa ziko.
Okay, thank you so much. There are two very burning comments or questions here. So we'll take 1 minute from, please, microphone here.
Thank you very much.
We have about 28 minutes. Go ahead. 1 minute.
We are here because of taking the scorecard, current governor administration. Now we find a way forward which you must undertake to repair the damage we are suffering from, like missing medicine. Question is, the control of budgets has complained the same we are complaining. They are all here. The control of budgets anasema budget preparation itengenezwe mapema, na inapeana suluhisho kwamba governor wetu amekuwa akidhulumu Public Finance Management Act, ndio sababu tunakosa services. Swali langu kwenu ni hili: kama utaingia ofisi, God knows, ni vipi utahakikisha your staff don't create budget preparation roadblocks like this book is saying? The staff ya county government financial department inaleta shida. Utafanya nini kutoa hiyo shida?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're coming to a close and we want to take the questions very quickly. Do you have a response to that, Bwana Munyo, before we move on to Bwana Stanley? Just 1 minute. Go ahead.
I will make sure that in the budget process making, citizens participate, because that is the spirit of devolution. You don't take the county staff and put them in a room to prepare a budget like the case we have now, and no wonder the controller of budget is complaining. We shall go ward per ward, knowing the needs of our people, and we put them in the budget, because that is what devolution is all about.
All right, thank you so much. We want to move to Dr. Stanley. Questions for Bwana Stanley? Questions for Bwana Stanley? So within just 30 seconds. Okay, 30 seconds, go ahead.
Yes, habari yenu. Mimi kwa majina naitwa Patrick Mreshe, natoka Ronda, mimi ni chairman nyumba 10. Na kabla niulize hawa maswali, niko kwa swali kutoka kwako moderator na CEO. Nimeona mmetuwekea watu aspirant 6. Na sasa hiyo wamekuja tu 3. Hao wengine imefanyika nini wajakuja, ama ni madharau tumefanyia? Swali lingine ni yale aspirant wanatuambia sasa hii hawa kama Gubernatorial wanatuambia hata yale tuliambia na wale wametoka ama wenye wako yalikuwa urembo sana kuliko yao. Sasa ni proof gani wako nayo?
Thank you.
Ni proof gani wako nayo watatuonyesha, watatimisha hiyo wanasema na?
Asante. You got the gist of the question, Dr.?
There's one you have to answer, why are the others not there?
The second one.
The second one. It's all about belief. Tunaposimama kama viongozi, usisahau Mungu alituumba namna gani, tujijue, tujipende, tuwapende, tuwatumikie. Na ndio tunasimama hapa. Kwa hivyo mtu asipoelewa kwa nini aliumbwa na kwa nini ya kuwe kiongozi na simame, basi hapo kutakuwa na tashwishwi, utapewa maneno tamu but no commitment. But again, you are the voter. You know what it means. You know what it means with your vote. Yes. Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya, that we, the sovereign power is to you, is to all of us, is to the people of Kenya. Kwa hivyo unayechagua, chagua afanye kazi. Ama sote tukiwa pa ndio article 10 iko na public participation and inclusivity, kumaanisha hiyo kiti ya governor si yangu, ni yetu. Sasa ni vile tuwezi kalia sote, tutakalia hapo. Ukishaelewa hayo na brother unaongea na umeuliza swali, utajibiwa aje? Haya, asante.
Asante sana. Okay, let's take another one question. One question just within 30 seconds. Let's go there. Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
My name is Terry Thiarara, a student, a January student. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Stanley Karanja for promising us jobs. But before those jobs, some of us, after completing high school, we are unable to go to the universities. We delay to start for exams because of funds. What are you going to do about university funds? Thank you.
Thank you so much. University funds. Go ahead, 1 minute.
Thank you. About university funds, you can hear from the national debates and the people from those major coalitions saying the university will be free from the beginning till the end. So we hope voters again will vote the right people. But again, when we empower our people from food security, business, agro-business, we are able to have money and we can be able to serve. We can be able to make choices of even the best quality education we have, and we can pay. And also the national government, when it comes to education, particularly the universities, is national government, Higher Education Loans Board. And I want to respond also to the question somebody asked about if you're an independent candidate, what shall happen with the people who are either be chosen from parties and all that, where you get your, even MCAs, we have independent candidates. But also don't forget, on 10th of August, we shall have one boss. Whichever party, whichever independent, we shall have one boss. The boss shall be you, the voter. So we must discuss and we must be able to fix that.
We're closing on that. We're closing on that. Thank you so much indeed. Just one final question for Daktari, then we move, then we'll take all the questions, at least 10, then we'll give the candidates 5 minutes each to respond to any of the questions as they also give their final remarks. All right, so let's take a final one. Within a minute.
Naitwa Eunice kutoka London Ward. Swali langu ni hawa kuhusu vijana. Tumeongea sana mambo ya kasi kwa vijana, but ukiangalia area yetu ya Nakuru, mambo ya drugs iko juu sana. Daktari Karanja ameongea kuhusu mental health. Unakuta vijana wengi kwa sababu ya kutumia dawa za kulevya wameadhirika sana, na ndio unaona hata confirm imechimbuka vitu kama hizo. Mtafanya aje sana?
Can export talent, then tutaenda vizuri. Otherwise the issue of mental health, wewe ulifundisha mtoto akasoma, akamaliza, amemaliza degree, amemaliza diploma, ameanza kunywa madawa, amekuwa kichaa, na wewe bado ndio unamlisha. It is very painful as a parent. So the leader that you choose, you have said is the politician. You know us. You know again who you shall choose. You'll either have to make it to do a change, or otherwise it is to the voter. Make the decision.
We're coming to a close. We're coming to a close, and I'd want us to move to Bwana Munywa. And in the meantime, there's a question on the screen. What commitment do you expect from the incoming governor? So you can still be posting, but let's take 2 questions for Bwana Munywa. One, and let's take it from here.
Bwana Munywa,
30 seconds.
Tumeona weaknesses za viongozi wetu wa sasa. No human being is perfect. 3 of the invitees are not here. In case, for example, the current governor akiendelea na kazi, akipewa kazi aendelee, shall we fold our hands and sit back, despite the weaknesses. How shall we engage until 2027?
It's a good one. Go ahead. 1 minute.
Thank you. Nasikitika sana, singependa kurifaa sana kwake kwa sababu hayuko hapa, lakini rekodi inaonyeshana yeye sio mtu anapenda engagement na ni mtu wa kufeel ako entitled. Even snapping the debate today ni kuonyeshana already amechaguliwa. So sisi tutampa mawazo yetu, akiendelea na kazi, akiyachukua ni vema, akisikia atafungia watu venye huwa anafungia watu wakati wa budget making process, public participation, yote ni yake. Tutakuwa tumefanya yetu, lakini mawazo yetu tutampa.
Asante sana. We come here.
Thank you.
30 seconds.
My name is Ben Mwando. Mine takes a different angle on the street children, or allow me to call them street boys because the girls are no longer on the streets. As a governor, whether elected or not, what plan do you have with the street children on our streets? Has it occurred to you that this may be a recipe for insecurity if not taken care of? And why is it that we only have young boys? Where do they graduate to when they get of age? And why is it that they are only boys? Has it occurred to you? And can you handle this whether you are a governor or not?
All right, thank you so much. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Thank you. If you can remember wakati watu waliona wakati wa Moody Awori akiwa vice president wa nchi hii, I would use the same model. What Moody Awori did, he negotiated with the youth service, and the street children were put into youth service. They were trained, besides kuwa hawajasoma, na wakawa empowered kuwa wanaweza fanya kazi na mikono yao. So going forward, in case elected in Nakuru, I will make sure that I negotiate with the national government to absorb all these street children katika youth service, bearing in mind youth service iko tu hapa Gilgil kwetu.
Asante sana. The question, go ahead.
Okay, I'm
30
Miriam.
seconds.
I'm Miriam Gema, natoka Bondeni. Swali yangu ni hii. Tumekuwa na kasumba ya miradi zinafanywa, tunaambiwa ongoing. Hatutaki hizo project. Kama hakuna pesa, wacheni tukae. Because time mnakuja mnajenga kitu, mrudi mnaiwacha. Tukikuja kwa public participation, in fact we are the champion wa hizo public participation. Tunaambiwa ongoing. Nao swali yetu ni ongoing where? Until when? Then secondly,
Thank you so much. It's just 30 seconds. Thank you so much. Take it away. 30 seconds. Let's listen to the response. 1 minute. Go ahead, Bwana Mungu.
Miriam, asante sana kwa hayo. Hazitakuwa ziko ongoing kwa sababu sisi hatutakuwa tunarudisha pesa kwa treasury. 4 years, the 4 consecutive years, we have, as Nakuru County, returned 7.5 billion, and it is in record in the report of budget control.
All right.
So hakutakuwa na ongoing kwa sababu hatutarudisha pesa. There will be enough sufficient funds to complete the projects.
Okay.
Okay. My names are Ruth Cheptarus from Kaptembwa. Yangu inaenda kwa Dr. Karanja. Mimi ningependa kuuliza swali. Umeongea vizuri kuhusu mashamba, hatutakuwa na chakula, imegawanywa shamba into small portions. Wewe utafanya nini ili kuelimisha watu ya kwamba tutakuwa na njaa wanaendelea kukata mashamba? Pili, utasaidia namna gani watu ya Kaptembwa Ronda? Kwa sababu haikufanywa public participation na rates watu zimeaccumulate, mashamba za watu zitakuja kwenda. Every month wanachajiwa 2% according to the amount ile wanachajiwa in every year. Utasaidia watu ya Kaptembwa Ronda namna gani?
Aya, asante. We'll come back for you to respond, but let's now move to Bwana Elijah. Questions for Bwana Elijah. Let's take 2 questions. Okay, let's come at the front here and at the back. You have another question for him?
Thank you.
Sure. Okay.
Kiongozi, going to, with what I'm seeing there, what commitment do we expect from you? In case ukichukua serikali hii, how safe are those workers ambao walikuwa wameajiriwa na Lee? Kwa sababu pamekuwa na kasumba, gavana akija anafagia, anaweka watu wake. Sababu hao ni wazazi na si makosa yao kuajiriwa pale. Vile unasema uta create employment. Is it kufagia ndio ulete wako? Ama itakuwa namna gani? Thank you.
Asante. 1 minute, go ahead.
Okay,
just a moment.
Take this one.
Let me answer.
Sir, let him respond first. Thank you. Go ahead.
Of course siwezi kuwa na philosophy ya jobs alafu ninyang'anye mtu kazi yake. No. Ile kitu nitafanya ni kuongeza kazi. Kwa hivyo kama mtu ako kwa county, ako na kazi, regular job na nini na anaendelea na kazi yake mpaka retirement as in perpetuity. Kazi yangu si kufukuza watu kazi. I want to also answer the lady with the disability here. I know when you're talking 1% of the Nakuru residents have either have a problem. So I'm going to create a cabinet post for that position so that we can enhance, give them capital so that they can do jobs. And also, we're going to push every business to be able to put regulations to take care of people with person with disability. And also, I want to talk to the guy from London. What was your question about gangs? No, the guy with specs. Javan, yes, sorry.
With the county. So we keep on saying we'll improve it.
Okay, waste management, dump site. Go ahead.
Okay,
thank you.
Actually, the way we do that's an environmental question. We can do this as a matter of fact. We can look at as a youth empowerment program whereby the youth I was talking about will start recycling that dumpster, and then we take the materials. We can recycle the material, the biodegradable materials, and actually use them for fertilizer, and then destroy the one we cannot use. So that one, personally in my government, I will use not only that, all dump sites will be applied as a system of income generating, more than ignoring the whole thing. Yeah, thank you, sir.
All right, thank you so much. Final question, go ahead. 30 seconds.
This is to Elijah. I'm not very sure whether COVID may end, but can you give me a guarantee that if you become a governor, you'll give reliefs to small-scale traders in terms of tax exemption and waivers? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Murugi, I talked about waiving 5,000 for every small business license, and they can use the money to buy National Hospital Insurance Fund to be the operating license. That will capture the piki guys, the mama bogas. We are talking about covering almost 200 to 3,000 people, business people. And the good thing about it, we also cover them with insurance. So if you look at the multiplying effect, we will move insurance coverage of health from maybe we are 20% right now to 40 and 50%. So yes, I have a plan for them, sir. Thank you.
All right, we're closing now. 2 minutes. Unfortunately, because of time, we'll reduce it to 2 minutes. So prepare. We'll just take a couple of questions, respond within 2 minutes.
Okay.
But critical, I want you to consider this particular story. Volume, please. These are people who voted in the last elections and they were raising their concerns. The video. Let's check the video. These are Kuresoi North residents protesting over Nakuru County government snub.
As residents of Kuresoi North, we have been marginalized from the start of devolved government and several others. It's time we get our rightful share.
And this is purely in line with what will you do to enhance public participation in the event that you become governor. So that's number one question. So now let's take the rest of the questions. Because of time, we'll take 333. 333. Okay, let's start there behind. That's the first one. Go.
Okay, thank you.
Within 30 seconds, please.
Well, quick questions. One is to Munywa.
You talked about a master plan. Please, would you make it public? And then you talked about financiers. Who are these financiers and what they expect from you? To our governors, how will you engage civil society? And lastly, what will you do to address the plight of climate change IDPs?
Thank you so much. Let's come here, please. Sorry. Let's take this one and then we close here. Go. 30 seconds.
I'm Stephen from Garanga, Nakuru. My question is directed to all of them. How are they going to repossess all the grabbed public?
Unakuta kama sekta moja ya tax collection, unakuta mama ama mzee shosho kabisa bado anakata risiti, inhali mnatuambia sisi ni vijana viongozi wa kesho. Sisi tutapata kazi lini kama hao wazee wetu hawaende retire? Alafu
Thank you so much. A final question here. This row, this column. Okay, come here. Just 3, then we close.
My name is Ankoba from Molo. I have 3 questions to the aspirants. Number 1, Nakuru is riddled with debt. The debt from unpaid debts from our suppliers. What plan do you have to manage those debts? Number 2, Nakuru employs health workers on temporary basis. What plan do you have in terms of employing these health workers on permanent basis? And number 3, we are riddled with cases.
That's it. Thank you so much.
Tangu wakati wa local government authorities.
Let's go to
what
this.
plans do you have with those cases?
Let's go to this side. 3 questions. At the front. The mic at the front. The candidates just pick some of the questions.
Okay.
We may not take all the questions. Go ahead.
I'm Chiteri James kutoka Nakuru Resident Association. Swali yangu ya kwanza ni kwa kazi kwa vijana. We have seen time and again that after the age of 35, we are no longer supposed to do that work of kazi kwa vijana. Now, this population, 35 and above, ndio sasa iko productive. And remember, hao ndio voters wengi kulingana na record ya IEBC.
Asante sana.
What's your take on that?
Asante sana. Next question. Go ahead.
My name is Vincent from Nakuru West. My question is, as a county you have been doing badly in budget absorption, what will you do differently to enhance budget absorption? The second question is that if you look at the budget for the Nakuru County, there have been a decrease in budget for buying commodities by almost 200 million. What will you do differently in case you succeeded in your candidature? Asante.
Final question.
Yeah, to all candidates. My question is, in case you don't make it as a governor, all these ideals that you have, will you incorporate the governor elect on all these ideals, or you'll keep it by yourself?
Thank you so much. Okay, final column. Let's go. Go ahead, 30 seconds.
Kwa majina yangu naitwa Morris Otieno, mimi ni chairman wa Resident Association Biashara Ward, naitwa Baharini Community Forum. Swali yangu inaenda kwa mambo ya education. Mtafanya nini mtakapoingia kwa sababu watoto wetu wa chekechea wengine hawana madarasa mazuri, wengine wanasoma kwa mabao, wengine vitu kama hizo. Mtafanya nini kumarisha education ama classrooms kwa watoto wetu wa chekechea? Swali ya pili inakuja kwa street childrens ambazo waiko. Mtafanya nini wakati ambapo kama mnaweza wapea scholarship full, county inaweza wapea scholarship ili waweze kusoma katika polytechnic zetu na mwalipie?
Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next one. Down there. All right, let's have go ahead.
Thank you so much. My question goes to Chege. And now let me put it in Kiswahili. Bwana Chege, ulisema kwamba ukipewa ukiwa governor ya Nakuru County utahakikisha wale watu wana mama mboga, bodaboda, utawatolea taksi yao yote. I want to tell you one thing before I ask you a question. Nakuru Town West has been the leading sub-county, contributing around 500 to 600 million to the county government of Nakuru. And remember, we don't have industries this side. Ni mama mboga, boda boda.
Your question, please.
Now my question is, ukitoa hiyo, do you think the county government of Nakuru will get the 600 million?
Okay.
Ile wanapataka kutoka Nakuru Town West.
Asante sana. Thank you so much. Let's take the final question. Go ahead.
Okay, my question goes to all aspirants. I'm the branch secretary Kenya Plantation and Culture Workers Union, and we have a concern with the working force. So my first question is, we have had an issue with work, especially the workers in medical sector, outsourcing, contractual employment, and the current regime has totally neglected the workers. They say that issues of workers are for the trade union. For the incoming governor or the aspirants, what do you have in store to ensure that you bridge the gap that is existing between the current regime and the labor movement leaders in this particular county to ensure that we have a productive workforce that will pay taxes for you to run the affairs of the county? Because we have a very big problem that is existing.
Thank you so much. All right, now we are coming to those 2 minutes to the top of the hour. By 1:30 we should be done completely. So you're going to take about 2 minutes to respond to some of those questions that have been asked. And we will start with you, Bwana Elijah. 2 minutes. Kindly check me with the timer.
Okay, when I hear about most of the question is a question of most of them is about jobs, like I said before. I have a very good idea, and like you said, I want to have a disruption. There's 400 billion that comes to this country from diaspora, but that money goes to buying plots, household, and paying rent. You know, it's not aggregated. I want to incentivize those people to come here, invest in hospitality, invest in manufacturing, invest in and also invest in healthcare. That will create jobs. There's another big idea I have, whereby I want to make sure every area where we have to have value chain, we add value. Either in agriculture, in mining, that's more jobs. Okay, in the other area is education. Education, if you know statistics of Nakuru, you'll be, wherever we are right now, we cannot move. Because we have what we call 44% mass failure. In the last 4 years, our mean grade is 3.6, that's a D. So if you say confirm needs recruits, you come to Nakuru, because the education is so bad. In ECD, we don't have teachers. In Maimahiu, we have a class of 400 children without a teacher. In Longonot, Kijabi, we don't even have a teacher for ECD. So our ECD is also very compromised. Our tertiary education is 3.6. That means for every 100 children joining Study 1, only 3 of them will have either course, a degree, and either kind of skill. And that is why I said in my youth empowerment, I also uplift the skills. There's also, you talked about the money corrected. Yes, if you go to the books, there's no money. So I said I will eliminate that because it doesn't exist. Only about 40 to 50 million exists in the budget. So your 500 million goes to people's pocket. So I'll make sure that Boda Boda and Mama Boga do not have to pay that budget, but they come up with, they pay National Hospital Insurance Fund that is going to benefit the county, because when you go to hospital, they will pay us money. So we'll make money and treat our people. So we have a healthy county. So that is where it comes. And which is the one?
Well, thank you so much. Because of time, we'll have to stop there. Munyo, take it away. 2 minutes, please. Go ahead.
Thank you. This is the controller of budget scorecard before I respond in regard to Nakuru County. Underperformance in its own resources, that is Nakuru. Delay of fund administrators to submit expenditure reports. Delay in disbursement of equitable share of revenue. Late submission of financial reports, and failure to constitute budget and economic forums. Going forward, the person not to vote for is the current governor, because he has been rated poorly. 2, you asked about the water master plan. It is in public domain. It is a document that was authored in 2006. It went up to cabinet level. So you can Google, you say the Greater Nakuru Water Master Plan. Mine will be just to implement. What does the funders, who are these funders and what do they expect? What they only expect is political goodwill. Currently, you remember there was a water project that was done in Konoike, which actually supplies water in Nakuru. We have people from Japan, we have people from China who are willing just to be given the the political goodwill to come and assist us in doing water. Then there was an issue of ECD. ECD is a devolved part of education, so we'll make sure that we put in nursery schools which will be free and not charge them 8,000, 10,000 as I understand, so that the young parents can have time to consolidate what they earn and invest for future. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And finally, Dr. Stanley, take it away, 2 minutes.
Okay. Creative industry, youth, talent. Isa Njoroge remind me when I'm the governor. 100 million for creative industry and youth empowerment. Just take that one. And my lady and Mama Langa Hospital. Are we together making things happen? Kaptembwa rates, public participation, land subdivision. Lazima hii inchi tuanze kuongea. It is very unfortunate. In fact, in the entire national government, people are encouraging issuance of subdivision small titles. This country we shall suffer, not only this county. We need to discuss at our level. What do we farm in each 11 sub-counties, in each area, so that we can even be able to produce and go agro industries. Because this country shall go to economic slavery, 240, and we don't have food in the house. If we had food, we would not need to suffer. We will only koroga the ugali and be able to have vegetables and survive. But right now, what's happening? The most basic commodity on disability. Please feel at home. People is only that they don't know the voters who are disabled in this even in the national outlook. It is 20%. So disabled people, we shall engage and we shall make sure at each level of public participation you are there. Please don't shy. Governor Stanoni Dawa, come to my government, come to my office. Say I'm disabled, I need to be empowered and appreciate to live like others. On Gyoto, solid management, waste management, plus also stormwater systems that we need to be able to ensure in our particular Nakuru town East. When there's a heavy downpour, everything is, the whole town becomes dirty. We need to control that. Capacity building, training for not only our county staff, the business people, the residents. We need all our leaders, even civil society. They need to be trained. They need to enjoy that fund of empowerment from the county government.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. A big round of applause to the candidates. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one final round where each of the candidates will have an opportunity to ask one other candidate a question within 30 seconds. Think about that question and think about that candidate. So we start the question from Elijah. 30 seconds, ask.
This goes to both of you. I'm not going to singularly ask. If you become governors...
Just pick one.
I have to pick one? Okay, I'll pick Monyo because he's next to me. Monyo, if you become governor, and this is a very personal question, what are you going to do to people over 60 years in Nakuru County?
All right. Please respond.
Thank you, Elijah. I hope you are not 60. But we appreciate that they have retired, and we have those who have pensions. Definitely they will be enjoying their pension and looking after their grandchildren. But those who do not have pension because probably they were not in gainful employment, we shall try create a fund whereby we shall have savings for them and try to give them some few coins so that they can manage on their issues of health in particular.
Okay. It's your turn to now ask a question.
Thank you. Stano, in the event that I'm governor, how will you support me?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Munywa. In the event that you become the governor, I will make sure what you have said, you deliver. 100 days that everybody in this county shall be having water. And mark my words, 100 days that everybody shall be having shower in their homesteads.
Thank you.
Okay. So before you ask your question, please remember, we're saying what commitment do you expect from the incoming governor? Because after this we'll have a ceremony where they will sign. And this is the document we'll take to the incoming governor. So basically all you have to do, just go to www.menti.com. And by the way, immediately after that, we're going to do a polling. We're going to vote a poll. So that's why I need you to be connected. Make sure you're connected. www.menti.com. The code is 48998204. It's the same page, menti.com. The code is 48998204. What commitment do you expect from the incoming governor? In the meantime, Mr. Stanley, your question.
Thank you. In the event I'm the governor of Nakuru elect on 10th, being sworn in, Munywa Wayaki, land surveying and ensuring that we have enough arable agricultural land, subdivision and adjudication, will you deliver it within 100 days? Because everything you said 100 days. And to Elijah,
just one question.
The 30,000 jobs that you have promised Nakuru voters, event I'm the governor, from month 1, shall you deliver?
All right, thank you so much.
Because meaning that if the vet I'm the governor, you'll have a position of being in my government. So will you deliver if I give you that opportunity in what I have asked, as either a CEC or a chief officer?
Thank you so much.
Because you have what it takes.
Munywa, go ahead.
Thank you. As a land surveyor, I can tell you from authority, issues of land are emotive, so we cannot deliver in 100 days. But my vast experience of 20 years being both in private practice and in government, I will support you to make sure that we have arable enough land as per your vision, Stanley.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Stano, brother from my other mother, I'll use your dawa and trust me, I'll deliver the jobs. I know I'll be, in case you become the governor, but I hope I also become the governor. But if you do, I'll make sure that I deliver that, because I know if we empower the youth, we empower the country, you succeed, I succeed, everybody succeeds, and we go on and we develop our country. Thank you.
All right, thank you so
much appreciated. Looking forward.
Asante. Makofi out of that.
Looking forward.
Makofi out of that.
Stanley to win, and he will be in the government. Thank you.
Okay. Commitment. So let's just go through some of them. Resource allocation, mobilization and distribution across all areas. Some of the candidates haven't reached some areas even for campaigns. Okay. Commercialization of creative industry. Nakuru is a home of talents, but unfortunately we have minimal support from the government. Her ethical leadership. Governor Stano, can you commit to ensure there are as many doctorates as some counties we know? Okay. Doctors, you mean? I expect the incoming governor to commit to deliver equity in service delivery through sustainable approaches. How are the candidates planning to handle the increasing number of street boys within the city, and has it occurred to them that this, to a significant extent, contributes to insecurity? That they will stick to the rule of law and implement all acts that support devolution, especially when it comes to public participation. Commit yourself in case you don't make all of you. All these ideas you have will help the governor-elect to envision them in his vision. Vincent. I expect the incoming governor to commit to highest standards of integrity. Someone who is assertive, versatile, and service-oriented leader, I find... Okay. You're already campaigning. I expect what they say to be delivered in stipulated time. I expect the governor to commit to mitigate climate change through sustainable strategies. Insecurity during this political era is very poor. How are they ensuring there is peaceful campaigns? Okay. We're closing, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to close with this question. Who would you vote for? Let's go to the other one. So who would you vote for? It's a multiple choice. Just in a moment, just in a moment. I see the votes are coming in. Just in a moment, just in a moment, just in a moment. Just in a moment. Just covering so that the results are not seen here. Wow. Okay, let's have Menti there. Your choice. Your choice. Everything is on your phone. www.menti.com. The code 48998204. So 15 people have voted so far. Okay. We're closing. We're closing. We're closing. Okay. Let me give you 30 seconds, then we close. 30 seconds, then we close. www.menti.com. Code is 48998204. 10 seconds left. 5 seconds left. All right, we've come to the end.
As we it, Almighty God, public participation will be very important. We must engage the people of Nakuru. We don't need to shy away. We will talk and discuss where we are, where we coming from, and where do we need to go as Nakuru people. Take that one as a guarantee. I'll come and meet you at specific places. As a governor, I also commit to be able to meeting county staff every 100 days. The residents of Nakuru, Residents Association, we shall be meeting in every 100 days for the entire county. And still with 100 days, every 100 days within my administration, we'll have the governor machinani concept, where I come with the cabinet. You ask questions, you are answered. You have pending bills, you are paid. If you are not paid, no any other thing that shall happen. And the issue of ongoing projects, finish them. Then we go, because it's a waste of public resources. And I believe, Stanoni Dawa, we will make this county a great place. Techno hubs in every sub-county. Our youth will be busy, and they will be Wi-Fi free. Everybody shall enjoy. Market centers, Wi-Fi free. Techno hubs, and I have what it takes to connect you to the world of technology and make money. The youth should not be worried. The men, the women, and the youth, you shall have separate funds as well, exposure to the national government funds, so that we can be able to tap more. I'll bring investors in this county, but before more of those investors, I will make you the investor and start earning through circles, through cooperative movements, so that we can do the things. We will not be getting people from outside so that they come take our money. The issue of Nakuru having 20 billion every year, and then our people, residents of Nakuru, don't have money in the pocket, shall be a thing of the past. I want to see you smiling in my administration. Kwa sababu Stano ni dawa, Governor Nakuru ni Stano. Remember, Dr. Stanley Chege Karanja, Governor Nakuru, independent candidate. Ni Mungu na wewe, hakuna broker. Asante.
Asante sana. Next online, Bwana Munywa, take it away.
Thank you.
2 minutes.
One, be very careful with people who do not want to appear and make commitment with you. We appear here because we are not ashamed whether we will win or not. But be afraid with those who do not want to come and make commitment to you. Number 2, ensure your vote counts. Do not be emotional. We have this nature of people becoming emotional when we are voting, and that one erodes the gains that we can get from the votes, from your vote. Number 3, let us have peace during this electioneering period, because we need this country, whether Munywa becomes a governor or not. This is your country and this is your county. Be a peace ambassador. Finally, the commitment that I'm making with you people, if it does not work, please make a memorandum, bring to the county, and I will humbly resign and let somebody else do the job, because I will have failed my commitment with you. So my clarion call is, let us make Nakuru County great. Let us, all other counties from within the country, be showcasing from here. We are a land of unlimited opportunities. We are cosmopolitan county, so we can be prototype. We can be the example to be emulated by other counties within the country, and it is doable with your goodwill, with your vote and your prayers. The Munywa Waiyaki, independent candidate, symbol yake ni sling, the David sling that is in 1 Samuel 17:49, and with God's favor I will be the next governor.
Finally, One Elijah, take it away. 2 minutes.
Thank you, everybody. Not my panelists and the attendees, and everybody watching this debate, and everybody who is not watching and might watch later. I'm here humbly asking for your vote. I know I want to be a servant leadership, like I said before. I'll read the flock from behind. I'll uplift the many people of our county who are suffering right now. I know in our homes there are people right now who cannot even afford a meal. I feel you. And I will be here, I'll fight for you. I'll make sure you have a home. I know the schools have closed and most of us do not even know where the school's fees is coming. I know the people you voted in might not feel the same, but I'll never let you down in that respect. If you have a sick one, I'll fix the health care. I have a project, I want to build sanitary towel pads for our little girls. We give them for free so that we can restore their dignity and make them to continue schooling so that we reduce our teenage pregnancy from, because we are the highest in the nation with 36%. So that I also put security in forefront. Like I said, in my 4 ways of community security, the way I will move out to those informal areas, rescue those men, give them jobs, and like I said, I'll give those informal sectors 100 million to empower those young men and women so that we can remove them from the traps of gangsterism and make them viable members of the society. I'm also here congratulating everybody in our county for being a peaceful up to this level in elections, and I hope we continue that way. Let's agree to be disagreeable and let's defeat defeatism. We can create jobs, we can have our young men working, and if you do better, I do better, we all do better, the country succeeds. Thank you and God bless you.
So thank you so much. A big round of applause for them. Asante sana. So they will come to this table and sign. What commitment do you expect from the incoming governor? They're saying we're committed to engage the participants, the public. Let's have Menti, please. All right, so we have Dr. Stanley. We'll have Dr. Stanley first coming. So please come forward to sign. Yes, you'll come here so that we can see it clearly. Everybody will see. Please come. Makofi yake tafadhali. Asante sana. Okay. Mr. Munywa, please come forward. Your space has been taken, but it's okay. I'll have to let me space up. Makofi tafadhali. Asante sana. And finally, Bwana Karanja, tafadhali karibia. Let's have the signature, please. Signatures. All right. Makofi yao tafadhali. And as we started, we want to celebrate them. Why don't we give them another standing ovation, because they have decided to stand out among the 2 million, more than 2 million in a cosmopolitan county. Makofi yao tafadhali. Makofi yao tafadhali. Thank you so much for your commitment. And you can kindly take your seats, but you can still maintain the seats at the front. Just maintain the seats at the front. Wow, makofi. This is the togetherness we're talking about. Asante sana. Just take your seats. Let's take our seats as we close. I finish up with this statement in audiovisual format. Ladies and gentlemen, it was an honor engaging you. And I close with this. Eyes on the screen, please. Sometimes life is like this race. You will pass some others, and this might happen to you as you pass them. But use that force to push you forward. Sometimes it's not enough to run, sometimes you have to fly. Sometimes you just have to fly. And you know this story, Jemima Sumgong, she fell down, hurt her head, but she picked herself up and she kept on running. Others had given up, but she didn't. But guess what? She became the number one. She won that race. She didn't give up. She didn't give up. And the reason why I share this story is because of this. Our Kenyan brother was so close to the finish line, but he couldn't make it. Others were passing him. Others wanted a name. Others wanted the titles, the trophies. But look at his other Kenyan brother. This is what his other Kenyan brother, close to the finish line, but decided to stop and pick up his brother, Simon Cheprot. And that is the spirit, how we will develop Nakuru County and our country, Kenya. And ladies and gentlemen, now to close for us, a big round of applause once again to the Chief Executive Officer, Kara Bwana Henry. Makofi yake tafadhali. Karibu sana.
Thank you very much, Johnston. Wow, has it been a great debate? Have you learned something? Yes. Have you made your choice? Yes. You've made your choice? Yes. We have the poll, we look at it, and that is our internal use. So we've come to a close of this session, and I'm very happy at the issues that we've been able to discuss. I think it was issue-oriented, nothing personal, no emotions, and of course, this was the intention of this platform. Maybe I can just quickly respond to a question that was directed to us. Somebody was asking, where are the other candidates? I want to confirm here that we invited all, we communicated to all, and they were all supposed to be here. But maybe one of them has a message here. Just tell the people where Mheshimiwa is, because he was supposed to be here and he sent you.
Thank you. I'm here on behalf of Mheshimiwa Jimo. He was on his way coming, akasema kuna gari imemguza Kikope. So they had to go back to Gilgil police station. So kindly, ndio sababu hajafika. But I was here very early in the morning. Tukakuwa na mkurugenzi, tukakuwa tunamngoja. So that is the apology, please.
So I don't want to speak for him because that's the message he brought. But for the rest, we were expecting them. I'm told the governor had a meeting in the morning, was supposed to be here. So even by not coming here, I'm sure you've been able to know the statement. You make your choice. I don't want to speak for anybody. But nonetheless, I think we've been able to have a very productive discussion, and you've seen that we've made some commitment. So what we intend to do as Kara through this process is that after the elections that is coming in August, you've seen the commitments, we've had the issues. We are going to engage with whoever will be elected. We don't know who will be elected, but whoever will be elected, we'll make sure that we have a very clear memorandum on these issues and the commitments and the expectations that you've raised in this meeting, and indicate to them that this is what the Nakuru residents are expecting of you, so that that becomes their starting point moving forward. Because these issues have been brought up by people who live in Nakuru. So you all live here. Nobody was transported to come here. So it means whatever issues that you've talked about are real issues on the ground. These are things that you experience on a daily basis. These are things that you expect every government to address. And these are some of the things you expect whoever will be elected to give priority to in terms of even budget allocation, in terms of priorities, and in terms of making sure that they engage you. More importantly, we want to see a much structured engagement between the county government and community leaders. And community leaders include resident associations, civil society organization, religious organization. We talk about public participation, but it is never done in a way that is satisfactory. So we expect that we should be able to engage beyond the elections and put in place mechanism for that structured engagement. We've been doing it, but I don't think it is to a level where we can be able to say that this is satisfactory. So that's what I could say the way forward, the next step. And at this point, we can only wish each and every candidate the best as they go campaigning for the next 40 or so days. And we trust and we hope that they'll be able to persuade you, the voter, to be able to elect them, whoever you want to elect. But I think for us, our mission and our goal here was to enable you to make informed choices, so that when you go to that booth, it's just you and the ballot paper. You can be able to think about even this session today and say, this particular candidate said something that is very interesting to me, I'm going to elect that candidate. So you'll make informed choice so that usikuje kulia baadaye ati nilichagua huyu mtu lakini sikujua ni mtu aina gani, sikujua the plans that he had. Now you've heard from them, you've heard what the plans are, you've heard their thinking, you've heard the vision that they have for the county. It is your choice, it is your call. Make sure you make a wise decision and a wise choice that will make a difference in this county. So with that, of course, once again, I appreciate our partners for this. I had mentioned that we are doing this in partnership with Hansdale Foundation, and we thank them very much for that. We are still going to have a number of debates in other counties. Some of you might have seen the first one we had was in Nairobi, which also went very well. So we still want to engage more residents across the country so that we give as many people as possible an opportunity to be able to be at a place where they can make informed decision. So I don't want to talk much because I know you've been here for so long. Before you leave, we had hoped that it will be done by 11:30. So all we prepared for was some tea and snacks. I hope it's still available for us. So please make sure you grab something as we continue networking and knowing each other. But I want to ask Javan, who we work with here, to just make maybe a 1 minute vote of thanks before we can close. Javan.
Thank you, Bwana Henry. God is good all the time. Why? Because that is his nature. I want to say it has been quite an interesting day. We've had quite an interesting conversation from all of us. And as our CEO has put it, Bwana Henry, mine is very simple. I want to acknowledge all of us for having made it to this day. Most of the sacrifice we put in to ensure that you stuck with us up to the end of this session. God bless you for that. I also want to appreciate the 3 candidates who made it to this venue today. We don't take it lightly. I'm sure you also had other engagements, but we thought it wise to meet the voters. And these are the very, very people who are supposed to put you guys in that office. We appreciate you for your time, and thank you for your participation also. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our partner Hansdale Foundation for standing with us. As Kara, we do appreciate you, and we look forward to more engagements that may have more of these sessions across the country. Thank you so much. Even Wana Kings from Kenya Chamber of Commerce, I think they are well represented here. I've also seen the clergy are here. Thank you for your time. Bishop Kasha, I've seen you. I've also seen other servants of God are here. May God bless you for your time. And as we come to the conclusion of this session, I want to say, kindly maintain the same character you've shown today. That active participation, it's highly appreciated. May God bless you. Thank you so much, Henry, our CEO of Kara, for enabling this occasion to be here today, and for sacrificing to be here as earlier as 7, despite traveling from Nairobi. God bless you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you very much, Javan, for that. Just one last word is that I know we have a number of members here in Nakuru, but we've also seen that there are a number of resident associations that have attended this session, resident association leaders. So please, if you are still not a member of KARA and you want to know how to be a member of KARA, my colleagues are at the back. I think they'll show you how to join membership, because we want as many of you as possible to work with us, to affiliate with us, so that we can be able to have a much bigger voice in terms of service delivery. So if you are a resident association leader and you want to be a member of KARA, if you are still not yet, because I had some names that I didn't recognize, so please make sure that you join with us and we can be able to work together in this journey. With those remarks, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again. Thank you, the candidates. Thank you, Wakazi. Let's clap for Wakazi. I think he's done a great job. And of course, we'll continue working with him in other areas. So maybe somebody can volunteer to pray for us, pray for the tea and snacks, and then we can continue engaging. Bishop is here.
Let's pray. Heavenly God, Father, we thank you because of this afternoon. Thank you for the gift of life. Thank you for every person, Father, who has participated, Father, in this good debate. We bless you, Father, because of our leaders. Jehovah, we pray, mighty Father, even as they go to engage themselves, Father, with the people of Nakuru County, give them favor, mighty Lord, Father. Thank you for every person and every participant in this place, Jehovah God. We also want to thank you, Father, because of this afternoon, even for this ending, Almighty Father, that you may bless us, Father. I bless the cup of tea and snack, even before, as we partake it, Father, that it may be of good help to our bodies. Receive honor and glory in Christ Jesus. I do pray and believe. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you.